What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Trendy TV Tuesday, where we're talking about maybe one of the trendiest shows for a time frame, and kind of just teetered off a little bit here, but the trends I should say, have been going up a little bit, because of a new movie that came out on Netflix for the seventh supposed season of Peaky Blinders, and we're here to talk about season one though from the beginning. It's been a while since I've done a refresh or revisitation of it, rehashing the moments of the earlier, finer seasons of this series. And with me tonight is someone who has not seen this series before. So this should be a very interesting conversation. If you're new here and want to help support the channel, do me a favor, hit that like button. It's free, doesn't hurt a fly. I promise Tommy Shelby won't come after you if you don't hit it. But also hit that subscribe button. We're on the goal, on the train, the wagon, whatever analogy you want to use to get to 1,000 subs. And he knows what that future 1,000 goal mark will do on the stream. Maybe some fun things here and there. Who knows? We'll find out in due time. However, I want to introduce a recurring panelist, Mr. Vex Electronica.
I could dress up for a week. That's okay.
Yeah, can you do an English accent, but possibly, Oi, governor.
Oi, governor. I can strap these tits down and be a man for a week. It's all right.
Are you a Galway girl with orange hair?
I just might be, mate. I just might be.
Crikey. Oh, that's the wrong accent. Shit. Tommy Shelby. So, well, we're gonna hold it down.
Okay.
Our pumpkin-headed friend will not be making it this week, but next week he'll have 2 episodes to catch up on. Our old man, he I don't know, maybe his internet crapped out on us, but we shall hold the reins down, hold the Peaky Blinder streets down, and I'm excited to hear what you think about this, honestly, because it's been a while since I watched. I binged this season or this series back in COVID, which I'm sure a lot of people binged a lot of things, but it was kind of right before the final season came out as well, and I have some vague recollections of what happens in the earlier seasons, but I honestly, like, I'm interested to see what you have to say about it, and kind of just what I have to think too in this rewatch, but before we get into it and go deep, what were your initial takeaways from like this pilot, this premiere of the series?
Good establishing episode. I think we got all the characters in. We've got all of the main plot lines in, so I can appreciate that, and they don't feel rushed, and they don't feel like they're all done in straight like exposition dumps. So like that. Honestly, the thing I was most impressed with was all the sets and costume pieces, because we don't get a lot of this post World War. It's usually like post Vietnam. Now that we're in the 21st century, it's a lot of like post Iraq and Iran war that we get too. So it's nice to see post World War I, and on top of that, the mental toll that it takes. And I feel like that was probably the heaviest thing throughout this entire episode, is just like how bad things are after the war, that like things didn't just go back to normal, as like, because when we read about this shit in history books, it's like, oh, it went from this year to this year and then everything was fine, and then this happened 20 years later, sort of deal. So I liked that weight that legitimately each character that was introduced carried to some extent or another. So I'm hooked yet. So I am looking forward though to seeing what happens in episode 2. My favorite moment in this episode was when he's got to shoot what was his name? It started with an M, I think.
Oh God, yeah. Ooh, I totally forgot his name. Yeah.
Yeah, but he kept having the violent flashbacks.
Yes.
Back when they were in the trenches of France.
Yeah.
And just the little thing, like, we got to get rid of your body, like we can't keep it here. So he shoots him in front of the moving canal boats. Like I actually jumped in my seat when I was watching that. So very powerful
Oh
moment
wow.
especially for an episode opener.
Yeah, and I don't remember my initial takeaways from this episode when I first aired, but you had the ability to binge this season, right? So
Mhm.
when you have a show like this, and while it might not be that super strong, like grab you by the balls. Sorry to use that for an analogy here, but really, or just really grab you by the wrists or shoulders and just kind of give you a good shake. Like, holy crap, this is a fantastic series, or it's going to be a fantastic series.
Mhm.
Because there are a lot of great things about this show, and I agree. Even with the what's up, Doolies?
Hey,
But same thing, like
Ghoulies.
to your extent too. Like we need more fun war settings, almost Creates
Yeah.
of Rock, and the Cashbow's gotten old. And then yeah, it's like the current we get at Middle Eastern. It's like I almost miss going back to like the Soviet era,
Right.
even like let's go back to the Soviet eras, like the 80s. I wouldn't care if we went back to like the Korean War, or I take Vietnam stuff at this point too, but like I forget when it was or where we were, probably on some live stream, but I was like, we need to go back to like the World War One era days and have more movies like that, or a couple more shows. Not a lot, but just something that is just out
Sprinkle
of
it
the
in.
blue. Yeah,
Mhm.
and I think that's why kind of I wanted to do this show as well. Not so much because of the movie, because I haven't watched the movie yet either on Netflix, but I think we were talking about war. Some war movies when we were at MegaCon, and I'm like,
Mhm.
I miss World War One era films, and because I do want to cover 1917 at some point, and probably I'll cover it like next year when it's like the
Mhm.
100 and what 10-year
110th?
anniversary,
Yeah. Mhm.
so which will be awesome. But it also kind of made me realize that those type of stories are hit or miss. And just we could use something like that again in this day and age, because it's like all futuristic stuff, and I'm like, yeah, it's fine, but I'm almost sick of the modernism.
Even like with the current era of like war films, because now everyone is so much more aware and what's the word I'm looking, not insistent, but proactive, there we go, about the mental health of soldiers. So it's like every post-war film we get now, that again, it's usually like something to do with the early 2000s, the war in Iraq and all that stuff. It's all like a focus on how they can't get back into normal life, and
Right.
the individuals are drowning emotionally. But with the action flicks that we got like in the late 70s and the 80s and even throughout the 90s, these were all war veterans that ended up using their skill to be proactive in other areas. So it's like you still got the impact that, oh, these are people that have experienced war and they've seen some shit. That was one of the good things about some of the characters in like Predator, for example, right? Like these were seasoned war veterans, but they were using their skills for other things. Whether they agreed with those things, that was a different story, sort of deal. Even Rambo was another great example of just kind of exploring it in a more like masculine and honed in way rather than just focusing on the emotional. And that's what I liked about this first episode of Peaky Blinders. It was like, we're going to acknowledge that, yeah, there was a lot of post-war trauma for people even back then, but whether it's legal or not, they were proactive about other things, right? There were other ways that they kind of tried to move on and reintegrate themselves into society and kind of make something of themselves, especially because there's a line that when they have the family meeting,
Hmm.
and she's like, this woman's this business has been run by women for all this time. And she's like, yeah, well, we came back. So it's like it's that just like subtle acknowledgement of, we weren't supposed to come back, but we're here now, and I'm gonna make this is mine. I'm taking it back, sort of deal. So
Yeah.
yeah, I would like more of that. I'm not trying to say that it's stupid to focus on soldiers' emotions or anything, but I'm kind of sick of that played out. Like there's only so many stories that you can really tell in the film and television format around that.
That's interesting fact, Waylon. I agree though, and God, I need to look at that guy's name, but there's a lot that I don't remember from this first episode, but upon the rewatch, it started to kind of come back to me, but also made me just see more of how the beginning phases of Tommy Shelby's character,
Mhm.
you know, as he does start to make his first moves here, right? As we see that while yet the men were off fighting wars, Polly, she's kind of sort of like the brains of like the family as much as really
Mhm.
Tommy is though too. He's obviously a thinker and
She's the senior, if anything. She has that authority over them.
yeah, yeah, and because and the one thing I like about this show too is that every character kind of has their place and has their different archetype, between Arthur, Polly. We get Sam Neill's character introduced to this, right?
Mhm.
And I totally forgot he was in the beginning parts of this season, which I was like, how could I forget that?
I didn't even know he was in this show. So like when this
Yeah.
credits rolled, I was like, wait, Sam Neill's in this?
Yes. I was like, that's right. I totally forgot about that. Because even when he kind of comes into the police force and he's like, you guys are no better off than they are, right? It's just like his disgust, and he's like, well, now these new men here that we're bringing into it, they're going to help lead the way and kind of get things back on the straight and narrow, and because they've got ears, and even when you hear about Grace, who's this very pretty Irish woman, this Galway gal who comes into the bar and
Mhm.
pitches herself for a job, and the owner there, he's just flabbergasted because not only the fact that she's pretty, because he has Irish um, family relations as well. So it kind
Mhm.
of also hits home the moment she starts singing, and then she even states like yeah, like me singing would always stop the boys from fighting, which really speaks to her character too, because it's something that in the midst of this violence at this era and this time frame, something like that kind of comes into the picture here, and it's almost unexpected. But you also then find out that, oh, she's actually also here because her father, and how he died, and as Sam Neill's character also said, he was like the finest cop that he's ever known, but the way
Mhm.
he
She's
died,
a
and so
honeypot.
yeah, and so
Mm.
she's kind of coming back, and it's like I'm it's like she's not really seeking vengeance here, but she's trying to come to get some sort of clarity in the event that she wants to like
It's like bring justice and
Jazzy
find
justice,
closure
yeah,
as well.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing like she's trying to avenge or anything like that, but like I think it's coming from a righteous place more so
Mhm.
than some sort of like vindictive one.
Vindictive, yeah. That's,
So
just, like, on the women characters too, because it would have been because what, the first season of this was what, in, like, 2018?
2013.
Wow!
Yes.
Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, like, it would be so easy to take, all of these female, because there's only 3, right? There's the aunt, there's the sister, and then
Right.
there's, Grace, right? The spy. But it would have been so easy to take all these female characters and really make them into girl bosses. So I really
Mhm.
appreciate the way that they approached Polly as just like a matriarch first and foremost. So like there is she has a certain level of experience, of knowledge, of seniority, but she's not a know-it-all. So I really appreciated that, and even just like the scene between her and Tommy in the church when he tells her why, an agent might be coming to town. The way that she handles that, I like that she didn't try to flex on him, and instead it was like a motherly reaction. And same with the sister. I appreciated that the sister, like, even though she understands the weight of the situation and what the family business is and whatnot, and she's a trained nurse who has her own expertise,
Right.
she's also got just kind of like these girlish weaknesses, right? Like there's the boy that she shouldn't want, but she has, and she's trying to make it work with him despite the fact that, everyone she knows literally would kill him. So, I I
Yeah.
I appreciated the way the female characters were introduced. I didn't feel they didn't feel cringy, for lack of a better word. I didn't feel off put by any of them. If anything, it intrigued me even further to see where they're going to go with them.
Yeah. It's like doing, and I think this is before things kind of got like out of hand with female characters. This is 2013.
We're starting in the transition period. Like the transition period is about to start, sort of. So yeah.
Yeah, what's up, Ivy? Exactly. Yeah, before Netflix, identified as you know, weird shows and movies, and then
Hmm.
going into more net flops. And Yeah, Helen McRory is fantastic.
Is that Aunt Polly?
Yes.
Okay.
R.I.P. though.
She's dead?
Yeah.
Did she
She
die while
died.
the show was filming, or?
Yeah, she died in 2021.
Dang.
Yeah, that was right before I think the 6th season, and yeah, it was she died. Yeah, because the 6th season came out in 2022, so I remember they had to do rewrites. But that was a big blow because I'm like, how do you maneuver around your character that's so
Dang.
pivotal to the show and the Shelby family? But nothing. I'm not going to say anything else about her character, just the fact that she's obviously gone in real life. But yeah,
Dang, she was married to Damian Lewis. Ah, that's a power
love
couple
Damian
right
Lewis.
there.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he's a great actor too. And it's yeah, and yeah, it's not. There's something like spoilerific here. It's just the fact that she passed between season 5 and 6. And I was okay with this. With her just kind of being written off in terms of being recasted, because I don't know what happens in this movie, right, as an example too, but Paul Anderson, who plays Arthur Shelby, he, I guess, was going through some addictions in like 2024 2025 or something like that. So they didn't actually use his character in the movie either, which kind of sucks, because his character in the show is it's a good one, and the Paul Anderson just nails his part, like this older brother who's just is an alcoholic in the show, ironically. So I don't, maybe he just method acted a bit way too hard there, but kind of the same thing. I couldn't see someone replacing him as Arthur Shelby because the way like him and Cillian Murphy, like they have great chemistry. But I think this is like the first time you really start to see Cillian Murphy bring Tommy Shelby to life, and you start to understand. You get like a small glimpse, like you said, like you're kind of intrigued to the point where you're like, okay, what is Tommy really getting at here? Because when he kind of withholds some information from Arthur in the family meeting, where I was like, why didn't you tell me? He's like, I'm telling you now.
I'm telling you now. Yeah, I like that response.
Yeah, and it's like it's like I think, right, like you don't think, Arthur, I think. I'm the thinker, you're the drinker. And because he's like, he seems like he's the guy who holds it down up like prior to this moment here. But even though Polly has been holding the family business down, but you can see as well how he's methodically planning things. Like he's got like not just a plan A or B. He's got plans C, D, E, and F.
Yeah.
He has to think that out. He has to think that broad because of fail safes and fail safes for those fail safes. And even when they reveal how they've come across getting all the weapons, right, and you start to hear about how much firepower and ammunition they obtain by accident. And it's like, I love that scene in the church, not just because it's in the church, but you can see the concern, the precaution, and Polly turns around and like starts smacking him, and he just kind of takes it like a man, I guess. And it's just the fact that she's like, you need to return them. It's the right thing to do, and and obviously like we can't afford to be caught with this and being an even bigger kerfuffle, right? So it's just like, I mean,
the way that
use it though.
because I had to go back and rewatch the first part of that scene because I felt like I missed way too much. And the dialogue is so minimalistic that you actually end up like to what you're saying. You understand just how methodical he is because he was like, the boys were supposed to go here, but they didn't go here. They were supposed to get this, but they weren't going to get this. And it's just the fact that he had all of that very precise and specific knowledge about a place that he hadn't visited is what he was kind of alluding to Well, I was just like, dang, like you can't fuck around with this guy. He's got it locked down.
Yeah, he and I don't want to ruin anything because I love the fact that you haven't seen this this show, so it's like kind of just staying within the confines of this first episode here. Um, but yeah, even looking at just the way you get the setting, and I love the visual tone. I really appreciated a lot of the cinematography in this
Yep.
series. I mean, just the sets are brilliant, you know, and just the lighting, you know, for the time frame of being in the year 1919, like you really get a sense of um like not so much wanting to be there, but it's sort
You've
of
been
like,
transported back in
yeah,
time,
you
like,
feel
pretty
like you've been
adequately,
there.
yeah.
It almost reminded me a bit like if you go to what's that like Harry Potter at night, kind of
Mhm.
almost has a little bit of a similar feeling. Obviously it's not as um
Magical or
disgusting.
whatever,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, but like you got like, you know, it's like when Sam Neill, you know, is arriving in the car, the automobile. Um, you know, you can see people just walking around drinking, getting
Mhm.
into like, you know, fights, throwing up, you know, you got, you know, chicks riding dudes and, you know, and guys porking girls, like, you
Going
know,
into hell, quite
y-
literally, yeah.
right. Yeah. You know, so it's like, oh, uh, this is the bad parts, the bad streets that you kind of don't want to be walking down at night because,
Mhm.
you know, you might not make it to see the next day, but you know, it's like he wants to, you know, clean it up. And I think it's also an interesting depiction too, where you've got the black man who's you know, quoting
The
you know,
preacher,
the
yeah.
preacher. Yeah. So he's like, you know, will, you know, righteousness will come, you know, all of your ways will be you know, corrected, and justice will come, and you know, you can't escape God and whatnot. And so it's interesting. I think it's a bit of you know, foreshadowing for Sam Neill's character, what's his face, Inspector Campbell, um, you know, and just seeing more of his character, and just again, like Sam Neill's a, you know, a you know, a great actor, I think. I don't really think I can't think of anything that he's been bad in per se, but or
He's
anything
just
I
been in bad movies, but
yeah,
he hasn't been the reason they were
right. It's like
bad, yeah.
his parts are usually pretty good regardless of what he's
Mhm.
in, but things themselves have not been,
The
you know,
greatest, yeah.
right. But yeah, this is a good show for him. And I think too, when you finally see him confront Arthur Shelby, for example, and you know, they're breaking, or he's like breaking his fingers or his wrist or whatever, and it's just like, you know, I'm gonna try and get the information out of you, like what's going on with this gun robbery here. And it's like, what gun robbery? And he's like, I don't know nothing. And he's like, I could see it in your eyes, you do know something. And it's like, you know, trying to just call his bluff.
Mhm.
But did you think that Arthur knew about the gun robbery? Do you think he was telling the truth?
I think he was telling the truth because when we were seeing the flashbacks when Tommy was telling Aunt Polly about it, it was a very tight and quiet operation. So I think he had an idea that maybe there was supposed to be some sort of like robbery or whatever of some goods, but I don't think he know what they were.
Yeah.
What it was, sorry, or what they were. Yeah.
What's up, Jerry? How you doing?
Hey, Jerry.
Doing well. Talking about the Shelbys and Peaky
Peaky
fucking Blinders.
Blinders.
Um, yeah, the amount of fake cigarettes that Cillian Murphy smoked, I think it was like what, like over like 3,000 throughout the course of this
I wouldn't
show.
be surprised. He isn't inhaling though. You can tell he's not inhaling. Whereas, like, I was talking about this with Waylon. I remember in the Discord like last
Yeah.
week. When you watch True Detective season 1, you can tell Matthew McConaughey is inhaling every single cigarette.
I feel like he wanted to get that like nicotine high, and maybe
I
measured
wanted
that.
the. I do appreciate it though because when Rust takes an inhale, you kind of feel the weight of everything that's on his mind in that moment with every inhale, which is crazy. Like to get through just like one simple action. But anyway, sorry. That's for we'll get to that show later.
Yes, in due time we will. We shall definitely
Mm.
cover True Detective season 1 for sure. Um, but yeah, you know, I think for the sake of understanding a little bit who like Tommy Shelby is, who he is very calm. Like even the way he just rides into the scene. I did take screenshots because
Mhm.
that's something to look at other than my filtered self um, and roast
Your
beef.
VTuber avatar.
Yeah, my VTuber avatar. So yeah, for spoilers for if you didn't know, this is actually a VTuber. This is not what I look like in real life. You just ask people I met at MegaCon, including Vex.
It's true. He's actually black in real life.
Yeah, yeah. From the worst out. I'm kidding. But yeah, just the way he appears on like horseback coming into the whole
Molly.
what a time to join this stream, eh, Molly?
Nikki died. It's just
VTuber. Oh gosh. We have fun here. Yeah, just the way like he rides in and he's so calm and just very observant to what's happening. You just the fact that even you see people kind of scurry around. It's like they know who the Shelbys are, like who the Peaky Blinders are. But even here, like when I mean, they're gypsies, right? So it's like, they believe in certain things that others don't, call it luck, call it, witchcraft, right? Because at one point, he's like, some people say she's a witch, but the fact that they're Chinese and, Shelby, like Arthur's against that, right? It's like, we don't talk to the Chinese, we can avoid to have two wars with fucking Jimmy Kimball and the Chinese, right? So it's like, well, look, it's fine. We're not going to be at war. It's okay. Like I have a plan.
like even with that conversation when it happens later, again, this also speaks to Tommy, how methodical he is, because that he's thinking there is a connection that I can make here that will come in hand. Like everything I was watching in this episode, I was like, this is all foreshadowing to some shit I know is going to go down this season. So I have a feeling something's going to go down with the Chinese, right? Something's going to go down with this horse racing, right? Even there's a conversation he has with oh god, who's the communist guy's name?
Ready.
Yeah, where
Sorry,
he's just
Billy
like
Kimber. What was I saying?
he's like, oh, you're gonna have to put a bullet in me one day, maybe. And I'm just like, oh, he's gonna shoot someone in this. Yeah, and then there you go, he shoots someone. So I could see that they were trying to set up a lot of like some tension and later like plot elements. And I feel like the opening with just the horses and the Chinese was quite indicative. Like even just like it's just like you still got milk in your tits. I was like, the fuck? What? That's one hell of a way to open up a show, but
yeah, there's some wild language in this, which kind of fits, but also quite hilarious too.
Also just like writing in, because like I thought this was, what does a 10-year-old know about hell? And I thought that was interesting, given that we just saw this guy riding through a town. People are looking at him in kind of fear and awe, and it's kind of like the Black Rider, so to speak, right? Or like which is the plague that rides a black horse in the Bible,
right?
I can't remember which one it is.
I
know it's not death. Death is a white horse. I think it's war.
I think it's because famine, I think, is red.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's war. Yeah.
Okay. But so it's like I was picking up on all of the, because I figured that they would at least touch on the Catholic element if we're talking, post-war England here, right? Like that is still the family unit. Catholicism is still a very big deal.
Right. Yeah. It's quite interesting because I feel like, this is something that kids will hear, right? And kids will pick up on language and they hear an adult go like, oh my God, we're in hell. And so anytime a child might think things are chaotic or whatever, we're in hell, or he's in hell. But yeah, like, what does a 10-year-old know about hell? Like,
I thought it was kind of funny because at this time period, a 10-year-old actually might know
yeah,
what hell was like.
that's true, considering they just came out of a war. So
Right.
that is a good point. But um, the Bolsheviks were riding high with the Russian Civil War going on and coming, the Polish-Soviet War.
Yeah, I know nothing about World War One in general. Like, my knowledge of it is just so minuscule. I know Canadians were kind of there, and we like to take, points for that. That's about it, but we didn't do nothing.
Useless. I'm kidding. No.
We pretty much. We came for like one battle, and we've still been like praising it ever since.
It's like, yeah, we contributed, guys. We won. We won. It's like, well, you guys didn't lose anyone. What are you talking about? No,
right.
I know they did, but in comparison, yeah, what's up, Sebrew? How you doing?
Same.
So many clips. Well, this is Vex's first time going through it. So if you want to, stroll along with us, we're doing season 1, at least for the time being, week by week. So each season's only 6 episodes, about an hour long. So nothing like super, lengthy or anything like that. But
see, Bill, that just goes to show I know nothing about World War One. So thank you for that. I stand corrected.
Okay. There you go. Canadians fought in every battle for the Brits. Canadians were at the Somme for instant fear. They had a big part in the war. I could have sworn that they did, but I'm a little rusty on some of my
okay.
Canadian
thank you for letting me know, Chad. But Canada still fucking sucks. So helped out with all those wars and still became a country of pussies.
Yeah, especially when it comes to religion now, apparently too. But yeah, I'd say too for in Campbell here, like when the moment you see him and you realize that a little bit of a typo there. Someone messed up on the line.
I actually appreciated that. I like it, not gonna lie, because if you look at like pictures of a lot of letters and stuff written in this time period, it doesn't always line up. So I like kudos for like those small little details. It does make quite a difference. I also appreciate that as the viewer, we get a very quick backstory on all of our main characters without having to just do straight exposition dumps.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like the fact that Inspector Campbell is here, there's no dialogue. It's a couple files. You're like, oh, these are like redacted files. And here you go. Like you see Tommy Shelby, Arthur Shelby. Like you get the idea of like their backstory, what they were. Tommy Shelby's been granted. Oh God, what medals was he granted again? I totally forgot.
Well, I don't remember either.
It was he was granted 2 medals. For his efforts in the war, which you do know and will learn more about. So it's not just
it's not a one-off thing,
right? Yeah, because it's, I mean, as you can see, like the fact that the guy's name's Danny that has the like PTSD moments, like in the bar.
Thank you. Yes.
Later on, so yeah, Freddie Thorne, the commie guy.
Fuck, you know what? The law should go after commies, so I'm okay with that one. I'm okay with that one. Also, hi, Zaxi.
Zaxi, I just started season 2. Nice. Very nice. Canada gets butter if you don't speak French.
Mm-hmm.
Steve will play.
A question. Okay, were the Peaky Blinders real people or real gang? Is there some historical accuracy to this, or?
I don't remember, if I'm being honest.
I didn't look it up because I didn't want to inadvertently spoil something for myself. So
weren't they based off of someone or a certain title or certain group? I want to say, right? Waylon probably knows.
Oh, Dracona says they are real.
Okay, that's okay. I thought they might have been, but I don't remember. Okay.
Okay. So the Peaky Blinders are not a real gang, but they're inspired by actual gangs, which is what I thought it might be.
Yeah, I was like, I could have sworn they weren't like the actual people, but sort of like it's like the Sons of Anarchy, I don't think there's an actual,
Right, right.
group like biker gang called the Sons of Anarchy, but it's obviously based off of biker gangs, right?
Mhm.
So, because I think this is technically a historical drama, right? For different
Right.
things, but yeah, okay. Bill also says, yeah, there was a gang, but I don't think the individuals were. Okay.
Just on like the note of this scene, and it's just something I noticed with all historical stuff, like mostly post 2010. The whoever designed the costumes for this deserves every fucking award
Oh
possible
yeah.
because you can tell it's not cheaply made. You can tell
Mm-hmm.
that they've really done their due diligence in trying to get the fabrics down right and all of that stuff. And these all look worn. They don't look brand new. Like now, when you watch, like fucking, was it Prey? Prey in 2022. I was like, that bitch isn't wearing fucking animal skins. That's just fucking cotton. Like that's polyester. What are you talking about?
Right.
So that really, like, that does a lot for me with historic, like, even if I don't enjoy the plot or the characters, like just the commitment to authenticity sells so much for me.
Yeah. I've always loved the costumes in this, and I know for a while a lot of people. I remember, I think when this was like really popping off in the like the 20. I mean, I should say from like season one up until maybe like 2019. I'd see a lot of people dress up. I mean, I remember at some mega cons I went to like in 2015, 2016. I'd always see someone um like well, at least one person dressed up as like Tommy Shelby, in that.
You know what? I do remember, even though I didn't watch it, I'd seen like the meme compilations and stuff like that. So I had a
Mhm.
vague idea of like what it was about and like the time period stuff. But I remember there was that resurgence of guys wearing, the black suspenders and the
Yep.
the higher pants and I forget what those hats are called. Not
Uh,
not beanies, but yeah, these hats, right? I remember
right.
there's a very sharp research, and it's still around now. I still see a
Mhm.
lot of people using that style.
Yeah, I used to have one. Um, and ironically, I remember I'd say I lost a flat caps. Is that what they're called?
That doesn't sound right. Maybe they are,
But it's the time I always refer to it as the Tommy Shelby hat.
but
Like everyone knows exactly what we're referring to. It's like, oh yeah, Tommy Shelby. Um, but I remember I had one and I wore. You know what? Let me see if I could find a hilarious photo.
throwback photo.
Oh god, because I don't say I lost a bet, but it was sort of like I will do this if you do that sort of thing, Um, uh, based on it's like I'll shave my I grew up my beard one year. I was like I'll shave my beard to a certain design if you shave your whole face off. Um,
I'm sorry, shave your face off?
yeah, skin and everything. I want to see meat
I
on your
want you to
face.
take your face off.
Want to see how I got these scars? Yeah, go full Skeletor for me. Um, I referred to the um I referred to the style I shaved my beard into the oh, here it is actually. Wow. Um, this is gonna be hilarious. Y'all gonna laugh at this. Let's see if I can get it right.
Oh my god. You look like you would be a bouncer in Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, it's funny because I almost went as I think this year. What year was this? This was 2019. So this is right before season five, I think, or season five just come out.
Mhm.
Let me see here. Hold on. Season five was August 2019, and this was in March 2019. So I remember. I think I was gonna go. I don't think I ended up going to MegaCon that year, but this was like also like right before COVID and everything. But um, I almost went as Tommy Shelby that year. I was like, I'm just gonna, I would have had to like shade my whole face because he doesn't have facial hair. But yeah, I don't know where that hat went, but I used to have one. Point being, so
Nice. Nice.
yeah, um, the good old days of growing out facial hair and styling myself. Um, Cast head erasers sewn in as concealed weapons. Yeah, what did you think of that?
It was whatever for me. I was aware that people had done that already, so it didn't blow me away.
That's how that's how Joker got his scars from the Peaky Blinders hats.
Makes sense. Makes sense. The razors came loose.
Newsboy hat or scally cap? That might sound more.
Newsboy cap sounds kind of right.
Yeah. You look like you're going. Oh yeah, Captain Price from Call of Duty. Arguably the best character from that franchise, but
oh, okay. He's one of the best, but
that's fine.
okay, yeah, I think Ghost is one step ahead of Price. Okay.
That's fine. That's okay. I'll admit Ghost is definitely a good character. But yeah, I think for Molly being like the mother figure, like she's just trying to, look out for the young ones and then still scold the older ones, where it's like, quit being an idiot. Like, oh, I was drunk, and it's like, yeah,
I like that matriarch is the first and foremost for her. It's not I am a gang leader. It's not I'm the boss. It's not that I have seniority or that I'm the oldest. It's that I am a mother first, and that tends to drive all of her interactions with everyone around her. So I genuinely appreciate approaching her from that angle.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is just a glimpse too of what the family gatherings are like, because you kind of start to see who's got what sort of a slice of the pie, who gets to really have more control, and who talks more, who plans more.
Also,
And
Waylon, it's the aura, man. Like it's that big dick energy. You don't have to say much to have BDE, okay? Okay.
you just need to look like you do.
Right, exactly. You just gotta walk like you do.
Right. Yeah, is that scene we were talking about earlier, where it's this realization too that the fact that they're in a church, and she, even though she's is a gypsy, that she still believes in something too, which is quite interesting considering the business that they work in.
Wait, she's a gypsy? Did I miss that?
Oh, they're all gypsies.
Huh?
Yeah.
Hold on, are we confusing the term gypsy? Because I thought gypsies are like Eastern Europeans still in this era.
Well,
I know now the term has evolved a little bit more to just mean general wanderers, but
isn't she considered gypsy? I also am confusing her with someone else in the show, right?
I'm not sure.
Probably definitely a big dog on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They have Irish travelers,
yeah.
Because like gypsy was kind of like a slur, like it would be insulting, and it was also like it was a specific like ethnic group or like regional group of people that you would call gypsies, right? So like when the Schnazis came around, they killed gypsies, but they were like the Esmeralda type.
I might
from
be getting
Eastern
my shows
Europe.
mixed up from the Gentleman, ironically. Okay, well, Draconis says, yeah, gypsies were a thing in Ireland back then.
Okay, but like, are they the gypsies that I'm talking about, or
maybe not?
Oh, okay. You would call Irish travelers too. Okay, all right.
Yeah. But I'd say for the sake of her still being like religious too, like is quite interesting because of like
what they do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he's like for God, what's his face? Billy Kimber, like who he runs all the races, but you hear especially like Tommy's plan at the end, where it's like, we're gonna have this horse win, and it's gonna win again, and it's gonna win again, and it's gonna win again, and it's gonna lose, and we're gonna run the tables. And it's like, think about it. Like you're like, no one is gonna be able to stop us, and we're just gonna kind of keep winning. Even when we apparently lose, we still win. And it's kind of like blows Arthur's mind at that moment. He's like, oh shit. I didn't think about it that way. Pikey, yeah, that's right. Yeah. I think they refer to him as pikeys in the at one point when
Oh,
shit
okay.
gets weird at one point. But they are the gypsies you're thinking about, but they now have sort of anglicized a bit.
Anglicized, yeah, in a
Yeah.
way. Okay, makes sense. Yeah.
Irish travelers are not descended from Roma, but the Irish were given the name for similar behavior.
Yeah,
But
I'm aware that Irish are still being kind of actively persecuted by the West at this point. So
yeah,
just on the note of this scene, because it did go so drastically in comparison to the others. Again, whoever lit this show also deserves all the awards. Like so many times again, and we're still kind of in that era where the digital camera is now the norm. So like lighting and makeup is all fucked up. But wow, whoever lit this like did their due diligence. Like props to you. Like that really helped the immersion quite a bit. Like I don't care for the slightly desaturated post editing coloring.
right.
I appreciate that, when it's real lighting, it's real lighting. When you're in the dark, you can feel like the fire and all of that stuff in the background. When they're in the sewer tunnel trying to get it on, like,
Oh
you're in the
yeah,
sewer tunnel. So
yeah. I mean, even this, like in the theater here, which is also hilarious. It's like I want a blowjob from both of you before the guests come in, and then like hold on a second, we're just gonna let chokehold you, out and then beat the shit out of you for a bit to get some questions. But yeah, no, like the lighting in a lot of things.
does it stay consistent, by the way? Like the production design and all that stuff, does that stay
Oh yeah,
consistent in the later seasons? Okay.
yeah. Like I would say too. Like I mean, I think it gets better from my memory.
Okay.
Um, like Waylon said, like the costumes continue to get better. But the story, just it, it does dip a bit. I don't want to say too much,
Yeah,
but
that's fine. No, I just like because again, we're in that was it what digital cameras became the norm, I think in like 2009, 2010.
mhm,
And I remember like watching TV shows like that were still airing episodes, and you could see the transition when it happened. And it was so jarring because they were still using the older lighting and makeup techniques. So the camera picked up on it a lot more. So
right.
no, I just appreciate the effort.
Yeah, I think it's one thing that a lot of people it really did enjoy about this is the costume, the sets. Like I said, I've always been a big fan of the cinematography
Hmm.
um in this. Even like for this scene here too. I think it was this scene where you've got yes, Inspector Campbell, yeah, like where he's like kind of like walking away from Arthur. And he's like, well, we can't make a deal here. There's another really cool shot too that I appreciate with her and Shelby in the bar. I don't think it's at this point yet, but it's just sort of like the contrast between the two characters.
When he asked for the rum, because that's the
No,
only scene they really have in
uh,
this episode.
it's when she's singing in the bar and he comes in.
Oh,
And
okay.
like you see like kind of the way the lighting is because like his character's like in the right corner, and
Hmm.
then like it kind of shows the camera towards her, and she's like in the left corner, so it's almost like they're mirroring each other.
Right. Two
Um,
two halves to a picture almost. Yeah.
yeah. It's like if you, I pretty sure I got stills of them.
Okay.
I think it was sort of like maybe it was this one right here where like yeah he's walking in, or maybe there's another one too.
Look at that fucking swag, man. Look at those outfits.
I
The
did
drip,
even for
man.
the women though that like there was very like pretty elegant, but yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people were also doing that Peaky Blinder haircut too.
Oh, that haircut's still popular now.
Yeah.
So I don't think people realized like it was this that kind of inspired a renaissance of it, but now
Oh,
it's the fuckboy
100%.
haircut.
What it looks like you got
Unfortunately.
broccoli on top of your hair.
Yeah, yeah. Now it's a fuckboy haircut.
So stupid. Like yeah, like this was like these types of haircuts were much more professional, like just cleaner. You'd act like you had that swagger. Like this was one like you had Riz before
Hmm.
Riz was an expression.
Real Riz.
Yeah, real Riz. Yeah. Um uh oh yeah,
Is this
just
a
wait till
hammer
Alfie.
that is this a weapon that he was trying to weld down?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it was.
Okay, because
There's
you don't see him use it, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that's just like a pipe to beat people.
Yeah, there's certain things I don't remember about this first season. So like I don't remember this part. I was like, what? Yeah, like
Oh, Waylon, what I mean is like there's people that are like 17 that probably didn't realize the haircut came back because of Peaky Blinders.
yeah,
They just see other people with it and I'm like, oh, I gotta have that haircut. Yeah, it's basically this haircut is now the fuckboy haircut because a bunch of men or boys that actually look like lesbians are wearing it.
yeah. Hold on, it's the hold on, if you Google
I think
if you
Clavicular has it right now.
yeah, if you Google broccoli, just Google broccoli haircut, and you know exactly what I mean. That's the fuckboy haircut.
Mm-hmm.
It's so stupid. It's so dumb. If I had a son, I'd shave his head to sleep. If you ever did that, like, "Can we get a haircut, Dad?" I'm like, "No, the fuck, you're not. I want this. I'll give you a fresh one every fucking day that you have it. But also, I would never let you have that as your father. So
Unless you're like the Peaky Blinders here. Unless you're like that, then maybe, but otherwise, no.
but it's not as here. I had the window open. Hold on. Like let's go back to images. I'm just gonna open this one tab because this. I mean, I don't know how it doesn't get much worse than this, but yes. Don't ever get this haircut.
Fuckboy haircut. Yep.
Yeah.
Look, it's a lesbian, man. It's not even a boy. Look at that jawline.
Could be in this day and age. Well, yeah. Whereas like you have the Cillian Murphy haircut. It's like that was just cool.
It's clean.
Yeah.
It's sharp.
Yep. Exactly. Also known as the broccoli cut. Yep.
Which is also insulting to broccoli.
Yeah. Broccoli is nutritious. Those haircuts not nutritious.
Not nutritious. No.
Yeah. I never got I never got a haircut like his though. Like not like super like close to the skin.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even like a level 1. That's like
it's almost a maintenance thing too, right? Because your guys' hair grows a lot quicker than girls does. So
yeah,
the maintenance on that would be kind of crazy.
Yeah, like I try if I'm wanting to keep a cleaner look, I should get like a haircut every 6 weeks. I could probably do it every 4 weeks, but like my beard grows relatively quick. So it's like sometimes I just don't want to deal with it, and I'll let it grow a little bit more. Then I'll like trim my beard down, but my hair will kind of keep growing out because I just I'll procrastinate. I won't.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Haircut, you know what I'm saying? But
I'm lucky that like I'll go for a haircut once every 6 months.
That's fine. Yeah, I mean that's understandable for women.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. They're like Tommy Shelby's not getting his fucking hair permed like the current Gen Zers are. I mean, if you're a millennial that's getting that haircut, like the hell's wrong with you? Grow up. Get a haircut like this instead.
No, they're not. They're not masculine enough to rock a haircut like this either way.
That's true. Poor Danny boy here. Like, you just see him going through it, and then this poor Italian sap is just like, also kind of like, hey, like you need to get the hell out of here. Like, and like you just whip out a knife on him, and he's like, oh shit, knife throwback to the war. Because
I knew this was gonna happen too because they were not subtle with the foreshadowing for this at all. So like I knew this was gonna happen and he was gonna have to die at some point. But it's just like all these scenes with him hit me kind of hard because you don't, again, for this period specifically, you don't see that tolls of war on mental health sort of deal because usually these types of people are just committed to sanatoriums and that's it. They're forgotten.
Yeah, that is a really good point. And also, Bill, that's understandable. And that's the only way it should be, is it should be naturally curly. Um,
Perms are
millennials,
for British cigarettes,
yeah, and women, some.
who are also British cigarettes.
Millennials do get the Peaky Blinders haircut, but they're hipsters eating avocado toast in the morning. Like
It's crazy.
avocado Mo's. Sorry, Mo. Um, but yeah, I like this inclusion of the PTSD for Danny, because there's the scene where that we just saw moments ago, where even Tommy at night is having a bit of a nightmare, right? From his
Sorry, pause it here.
Tay's, yeah, from him tunneling,
Mhm.
right? So you get the sense of like, man, like obviously what they went through was some shit. Like they saw people die. It's I mean, I referred to the other day talking about Tolkien and the shit he's seen, right? And why he wrote Lord of the Rings the way he did.
Yeah.
It's because, like, you know, when you see people die in the trenches, like it affects you a certain way.
Just
And
life in the trenches would have affected you a
oh,
certain
right.
way. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and then again, you'll see more about his tunneling days. But that I remember not knowing too much about the tunnelers in World War One, but I remember because I saw more about it in this show, that I remember doing some like quick research on it, you know, like a decade ago, whatever it was, and
Mhm.
being like quite fascinated with it, because I didn't know that existed. But just, I mean, the shit that they did, and like obviously like you're um you know, just springing up behind enemy lines, or trying to gain an advantage on the battlefield in trench warfare. I mean, it's kind of crazy. It's like no wonder um, people would have nightmares or PTSD. Like, um, God forbid you're claustrophobic.
God forbid you catch anything while you're there, right?
Right? Yeah.
It's like it was like certain death if you had to stay in a trench for more than a week.
Hmm. Yeah. Not pleasant.
Mhm.
But I know I appreciate this sort of plot line in this premiere episode, because
Yeah.
it's like, oh my God, like you see the two Italian guys looking at him like, okay, we remember who you are. You know, they don't act at the moment, but we see that play an effect towards the end of this episode. But we'll get to that in a little bit. I know you wanted me to
Yeah.
pause it here, because I really did, I did enjoy this scene too, because it's also a great character development
Right.
for Grace
No,
here.
it was the contrast because we've been looking at kind of like these bleak lower class streets this whole time, and then suddenly they're
Mhm.
having a conversation to what looks to be mostly sculptures of Roman gods. If you go back like 2 slides.
Yes. Sorry for the nudity. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, because no, some of these are actual emperors, I think.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
just it's the power, right? Like they're here, there's a power dynamic that's being established both through Sam Neill as the head investigator and her as the honeypot. And I just appreciate the extra layer. Is all. But yeah, I also was not surprised that she turned out to be a honeypot when they revealed this, because I was like, what's a bitch in a nice green suit doing all the way down here? So 1 + 1 is not equaling 2 here.
Right. Yeah, it's like the moment you see her, like, oh, why is she meeting with Inspector
Yes.
Campbell here when she just got a job as a barmaid
Hmm.
at the bar with the Shelbys and other you know, union workers,
All these
communists,
lowly
low,
individuals.
right? So when you start to see
Again,
the
like I
attendees.
like the angle they go with her is like, yes,
Mhm.
she has a feminine edge, but she has like this nice composure to her. She isn't overly emotional, even though, like you said earlier, the reason she's here is to kind of get closure and to enact some form of justice. So, and that's kind of like reflective of just like what even female kind of soldier spies were in like stories that I've read from the world wars, what they were kind of like. So again, good writing here. Like whoever's developing these characters kind of did their historical due diligence in creating the backstories.
Yes, Stephen Knight, you're gonna, especially in these first, I think the first three seasons are really really good.
Hmm.
And I think Stephen Knight was supposed to write something. I forgot what movie it was. In the Star Wars
Hold on, let's see.
sequel
Stephen
era.
Knight.
It might have been the Ray movie. I could be wrong here. And I almost felt bad for Stephen Knight. I was like, okay, did someone like, like horseshoe him into this or what? Because I'm like, I don't know if I would ever expect Stephen Knight to come on and be like, I want to write a Ray Skywalker's, Palpatine movie for Kathleen Kennedy. Like that just kind of seems a bit too far fetched to me. I don't want to believe it. But I do think that he can write female characters a good way.
Oh yeah, he was supposed to write a Ray movie.
Okay, but I think that got scrapped, right?
Yes.
So I think,
or no, he was replaced. It looks like because he departed from the film. He left.
And I remember making a joke. I think it was maybe sometime last year that I was like, I think he probably brought Ray back down to earth, so to speak, and not make her seem so like OP. And then maybe like Kathleen Kennedy threatened him or something like that. And he's like, peace, I'm out, bitch. You're psycho. Yeah, exactly.
I'm actually looking at Stephen Knight's filmography right now, and I didn't realize I'd actually seen a lot of movies that he had written that I enjoyed. He wrote Eastern Promises.
Yes.
He wrote and directed Hummingbird, Locke, Burnt, Serenity. I'm impressed, and I didn't realize that he also wrote and was the creator for Taboo, which is that Tom Hardy series I've been meaning to watch. Also a period piece.
I thought about doing that as well because it's only one season.
Yes.
Which sucks. But that's a really good season, and Tom Hardy is fantastic in it.
That's the only reason I added it to my watch list because it's on Tubi right now. I was like, Tom Hardy, okay, I'll watch it eventually.
But also something I haven't watched yet, that Zax, our Canadian boy, is a huge fan of is SAS Rogue Heroes.
Oh yes, he recommended that to me too.
Yeah. I have that on my watch list. And I've been meaning to do it. I'm like trying to save it for a good moment. But yeah, no, that's another one of his shows. But I think I love Eastern Promises. I've thought about doing that as well because I think Viggo Mortensen is fantastic.
He's perfection in that movie. He was so it's one of those roles where it's like you forget that there's an actor there.
Yeah, it's like here's because with the Viggo arc, that's like he plays Aragorn for 3 movies, and you're like, oh, like he's King Elisar, and then you got Hidalgo, right? Like,
yep,
just more PG related and
it's kind of fun. It's more lighthearted. Yeah.
Right. And then you've got
History of Violence
and a History of Violence. And I'm like, whoa, Viggo, didn't know you had those in your wheelhouse, but my God, like I'm here for it. That this is fantastic. So
I was talking to someone the other day about because that whole Stephen Colbert Lord of the Rings thing, right? And he was saying that like the red flag for why it probably won't be good is that Viggo Mortensen refuses to return. Of all of the original cast, he doesn't want to return. And it's because he views acting as an actual art. So he won't dedicate himself to a film for the paycheck. He'll do it if he respects the vision.
Right.
Which is absolutely crazy. And it makes sense how he has so much more range than most other actors, and he's kind of underappreciated for that same reason. But if you look at his filmography, it's like, oh, that it makes a lot of sense now. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, not to go on a Viggo tangent because I'd love to talk about Viggo, but but I think he's an underappreciated actor.
Yes, 100%.
And he doesn't get enough credit for the roles that he picks, like Green Book, fantastic movie, with him and Mahershala Ali. But he hasn't done like a whole lot, maybe in comparison. But yeah,
he doesn't do the blockbusters by comparison. Like a lot of the stuff you see is more down under sort of deal. Yeah,
right. He's very selective And yeah, like I agree. He's not like, oh, like it's I'm gonna be in the MCU, or like sign me up into the DC realm, or like I'm gonna be in Star Wars. I love to be in Star Wars. He's just
Mhm.
like I remember hearing something like he's like, I don't even have a TV. Like he's just so like into,
Yeah, and he just paints in his spare time as
like he's
well, like
very like I think he was it he owned or took care of um was it the horse that played Hidalgo and the other horse that was Brego
I
in Lord of
think
the
I
Rings?
remember reading about that, yes.
I'm pretty sure it was one or both of the horses, but like yeah, he's very like into like nature, which is almost like I don't ever expect him to go to like a con. Like I don't think he'll go to make a con, because if he does, like I'm just gonna like blow $500 and be like, okay, Vigo, I gotta get picture autograph, because this might be the only time you ever do it. Like I don't ever see him go on like late night chalk shows either, um but I do remember him being on a segment with Colbert, ironically, and it's
Mhm.
like um like I told you, I've been working on a script on my thoughts about the whole Colbert Lord of the Rings thing, which I will not get into because we will go on a complete side tangent here. But um yeah, like he has great range. Love the fact that he's in Eastern Promises. I remember hearing a story that people actually thought he was a Russian like mobster or
I could
whatever.
see it. I
Like,
could see it, yep.
and they were frightened to be like, oh, like he's actually the real deal or something like that. And there's that scene when he's like points like his throat, and he kind of points at the one guy, and it's like that means like I'm gonna like you're dead, or like I'm gonna kill you or something like that. So it's just like
Well, I remember,
believe
'cause
it,
I
man.
remember when I was looking at the trivia for that movie, when I first watched it, like, he actually spent time with, like a mafia expert or something like that too, to really get, like, the vibe and the dialect and all of that down, which so I can believe that if you just saw him in his tattoos that you'd think he was part of a gang.
Yeah, that's right. He was in that western with Ed Harris, Jeremy Irons,
I have
Renee
not heard of this
Zellweger.
movie.
Yeah, it was written and directed by Ed Harris and Robert Knott,
Mm,
2008.
2008. Al Triest? No, that doesn't
It's
sound right.
it's Appaloosa.
Oh, I haven't watched oh, I recognize the poster. I haven't watched this. Oh. Huh. Oh, Renee Zellweger.
Yeah.
I'll put up with it then, I guess. She's got that, like, perpetual, like when
Look.
you watch a little kid poop and they're straining, like, they're trying to push it out? That's what her face looks like to me, Renee Zellweger. It's
Yeah.
always just a kid forcing out shit.
Hmm. Yep, I agree. Who else is in this? Timothy Spall.
I don't know who that Oh, Lance Henriksen.
Timothy Spall. He plays. He's been in a lot of stuff. He's been Harry Potter. Um,
Oh, I
he
recognize the face now.
he
Okay.
plays Wormtail. Yeah.
Mhm.
Peter Pettigrew.
He's
Um,
the queen's love interest in Enchanted. That's how I know him.
hmm, James Gammon, Tom Bauer, Rex Lynn, Lance
Mm,
Henriksen. Oh, okay. Yeah.
good
Bishop and
cast.
Alien.
Very
Hell yeah.
strong cast.
Yeah. I'm gonna cover that on Mass of Mondays one day. We'll see.
Hmm.
There you go, Waylon. Another Western we're gonna cover. I told you we would cover more Westerns this year in on Mask of the Monday than we are, damn it. At least one per month. So there you go. And back to the 1919 era. I enjoyed Hidalgo. Like I won't front. I enjoyed it. I haven't watched it in a while, but I saw it in theaters.
I remember enjoying it, but I haven't seen that movie since it came out, and I think that was, like, 2004 that came
Yeah,
out?
oh 04. Yep.
Yeah, so it's been 20 years since I watched that movie.
Pretty sure I also own it on DVD. Um,
Nice.
just
Nice.
because.
Are you a
Uh,
horse boy deep down, Nick?
no, there's only one person we know that loves horse cock, and his name's Leona. Um, if you know
Leon's
his
a
videos, then you know his videos.
Leon likes
Oh, have you not seen that clip?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll try and find it and I'll send it to you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Wow.
It's like more of
Okay.
an inside joke.
I
But
wouldn't be surprised if he did, but I was like, does he? Like, this is new
we had lunch with
information.
him, Vex. How does that make you feel?
Well, honestly, I was more disturbed by his Rebel Moon take, which I just don't know how I never heard that before.
Oh, you've never heard his Rebel Moon take?
No, that's why I was so shocked by it. I don't like I just remember I felt like I remember him saying like it wasn't a good movie. That's it. He didn't downright hate it, but it wasn't a good movie. But then it was his justification that really just a 6 out of 10, guys. Leon gives Rebel Moon a 6 out of 10.
And which him and my buddy, they're like, I was like, you guys probably have the same take on Rebel Moon, but they're more Snyder bros. But I gave my friend shit for years, even when Rebel Moon came out. I'm like, bro, this is a 2 out of 10 at best. I'm like,
Crazy.
this is not good. And,
Crazy.
but yeah, no, Jax in the chat says exactly what that clip is about. There's like singing and clapping. It's a clip.
Okay. All right.
About Rebel Moon precisely, Draconis, yeah. Which I don't know how anyone could really like those movies. Legitimately.
Sober. How people sober can like those
Yeah,
movies.
I mean, like if you're like Nadia and you take shrooms and you watch a movie, you know, like for the first time and you watch like that's a good movie. And it's like, well, you know, you have interesting critiques and also like you're on shrooms, so I can't really take you for seriousness. But you know, here we are.
I will say I am dead serious that I would love to just see a movie about wheat farming in the Rebel Moon universe. I would genuinely want to see that. I'm not even joking. I think listen, whenever we get fucking space sci-fi movies, it's always about someone wants to take over the planet or whatever. But we never see how life is on the planet. Just give me Go ahead. No.
What's his face? Attenborough's narration over it too.
No. I just want kind of like give me like a country style drama, but it's about wheat farmers in space. That's it. Wait, did she actually take cold medicine while watching Blade Runner?
I think the first time, yeah, she said that she took like NyQuil or something like that, and then decided to watch it.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
Yeah. Like, what if it's Matthew McConaughey narrating slowly?
No, there's no narrator. It's a really deep emotional drama about space farmers. That's it.
Oh, like actual actors and just like exploring like their life.
Right. Because I'm just done with every sci-fi movie being like, oh, the planet's gonna die or whatever. No, give me something new. Space farmers.
That's it. Just space
farmers. That's it. I'd watch
it. Be funny, like think about the trailer. It's like that's what the trailer actually is about. Like the trailer's honest and like earnest about like this is a movie about green.
They thought space travel would be their hardest challenge in life, but how do they grow wheat on Mars?
And then they have a shortage, and what do? And then it's like
with no water around.
Right. The planet's gone dry. One man has to solve it. So there's gonna be aliens or something like that. Something's gonna happen, right? Like there's gonna be an invasion and something like that. It's like no, that's the premise, and that's only the only thing that happens in this movie. It's like, well, that's so stupid. Like, but the trailer tells you what's going to happen on the damn thing. You just gotta learn more about it. You know, it's like it's all like a whole drama bit, actual acting. Yellowstone, but Space Farm.
Haven't watched Yellowstone, so I don't know the comparison there.
I don't know. I mean, like maybe like
I have a movie like in my mind. Like, hold on. Maybe if I just movies about farmers.
I'm trying to think of one that would like actually fit. and then says 2049 is better than the original.
I think she was joking with that one. I don't think she's even watched 2049.
Oh, she hasn't, but
No.
but she's saying that she would probably enjoy it more than the first one. Which, come on, get out of here!
Crazy. That would be crazy.
Yakub, what's going on, dude?
Hey, Jacob.
How was Demolition Man?
Oh, you guys were reviewing that today?
I think they were talking about Demolition Man. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. We talked about Chinese people in the show here in Peaky Blinders, and there was a bit of Chinese too in Demolition Man. If you didn't know,
of 2010. Specific information concerning objects.
that's for you. That's for you, Jacob. She is not confirmed in my Discord. But yeah, these two Italian guys right here, wise guys, been seeing old Danny boy stab one of the guys, and they don't like it very much. So our boy Tommy here's got to go walk him to the canal and give him a 1-2 in the back of the head. Also, when he's saying how the Italians are sick because they'll cut off his dick.
Yeah.
And just bleed him. I'm like, yeah, don't fuck with Italians, man.
Respect to the Italians. Yeah.
I'm like,
very creative method.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you think you were a man? Not no more.
You ain't carrying that shit into the afterlife. Nope.
Hey, look, we got a sausage here. It's a little
Tell
one.
Ma to get the spaghetti cooking.
Yeah. I got a fresh sausage, Ma. Tell Nora to put the extra sauce in.
I did this again, a very heavy moment for our first episode, though.
Yeah, because I think at this point your perspective of Tommy Shelby is okay. Well, he doesn't seem like a real bad individual. Like, he picks up the tab. He's trying to remind Danny, like, you're here, you're in England, like, like you're home. We're here. You're not in France, right? You're home with us. So, like, and covers the bill, right? Even though Frank is like, oh yeah, the Peaky Blinders should get the tab. And it's like, yeah. Well, we got it covered. Don't worry about it. He tries to be the better, smart person in the family. It's like, do you think he's going to do right by Polly, the matriarch? And then it's like, man, like, how is he going to be able to put a bullet in the back of his friend's, head here to appease the Italians so that there's, a war doesn't break out, as if the might not already get into another kerfuffle with the Chinese potentially, Billy Kimber, like, there's, some potential line crossing. So it's like, we don't need to worry about the Italians either here. So you can't fight, a three-front war. So yeah, like, you think Tommy's got to muster up the strength to do his friend in. And I think too, with the dialogue here, I thought was really well done. And again, kudos to Stephen Knight here, because even the acting for a character that's only,
barely 2 minutes of screen time altogether.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of screen time in this. And honestly, like, some of these moments for Cillian Murphy here, like this like deadpan look he has on his face, like, it's like he's not only making the Italian men seem like, man, he's really down about this. Like, this is a really, like, melancholy moment, like, he has to do his friend in here, to make up for the killing of, one of their guys. But just, again, like, I love his acting in this whole series. Like, he's just, I mean, as you'll find out, like, Cillian Murphy is just fantastic through and through. But
well, it's like this is like another, like, just to add on to why I appreciate kind of at least touching on the mental health trauma aspect in this time period is, that everything, sorry, what's the guy's name again? The bald guy's about to die?
Danny.
That everything Danny is very, like, viscerally experiencing and feeling, they all are feeling and carrying that exact same thing. They just have, I guess, the luck or luxury of not having to always feel it in their actions in the moment compared to him. So it adds this great extra layer of like, it's not even unnecessary tension, but it's tension that helps you understand their actions a little bit more and the way they think a little bit more, knowing that they've literally been through hell already.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think for Danny to understand and to, come to this like agreeance, like, I understand why you got to do me in here.
Mhm.
And it's like, and he I forget the exact line, but he's like, I died back in France. It's like I'm not, he realizes he's not the same. Like he's whoever he is not the same man before he left. But
Isn't there anymore, like the man he was before. Yeah.
right. But also I think the part that kind of I think that gets to you is you hear, as much as he has these, traumatic moments in his mind, that he's still thinking about his kids. Like, make sure
Right.
my kids, are better off, that they do something, with their lives, that they're not, make sure that they go to, like, they get jobs, they have a future
At the specific places too, like make sure they
right.
get in here or here at the very least.
Because he believes, serving under Tommy. I forget what Tommy was. He's like a sergeant or some sort of higher rank. I forget exactly what it was, but he believes in, like, his superior officer. He believes in Tommy, that Tommy will do right by his request. Because at this right moment, right, it's like, oh well, I don't know that I'm going to die here, but if that's the case, then make it seem like it's real. And then Tommy's the kind of person that he would do right by this. Like, yes, I'll look out for your kids and make sure that they are on a better path, and that I made a promise to their father, or to your father, based on how he died. Like, they don't need to know exactly how he died. Just could have been the war or something like that, right? But it's a great moment between the two characters, again, with someone who doesn't get a lot of spotlight in screen time here, but just the way he exits, and the handshake. It's just that gentleman agreement of him putting on this, all right, I'm ready, turns his back, and there's a delay too from Tommy here, that it's like, I don't want to do it, but there's this drama, this tension that builds, and finally pulls the trigger, and then there's the blood splat, the body falls perfectly for the I love this
I appreciate
shot
that
right
they,
here.
that he didn't go with like, oh, we're gonna see, because what I was expecting is, oh, they'll shoot it from the front, you'll see Tommy behind with the gun, and we're gonna see like the hole kind of come through his head. I appreciate so much that they didn't do that, because the weight of those kind of situations is not that you can directly see it, but what is implied and left over.
Right. Sergeant Major, that's what it was, right? Okay. I was like, I remember him being a higher ranking officer, but yeah, just it makes it believable. Yeah, like it's like you hear, oh, like, no, he's dead. Like you think he's done.
Mm-hmm.
Blood in his face, and just looking over at the Italians, like, all right, you got what you wanted, and they're like, okay, cool, we're done. And even for him to kind of go back to this point, like there's this belief that, like, he's relieved in a sense, like, oh my god, we just pulled it off. But also, for yourself, like, did you think he actually killed him here?
Sorry, say that again.
Like, so when he pulls the trigger, you're thinking like, oh, like, Danny's actually dead, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think because when he gets home and he's kind of leaning over the table, and he's like, oh my god, like, we actually pulled that off, like,
Mm-hmm.
because then he becomes a Peaky Blinder, right? So it's like, yeah, Tommy's got a job for you, back in London. But like, man's got a plan.
Always thinking. He's the thinker.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And he is a drinker too, but
Did
he's a better thinker.
Did Cillian Murphy get a lot of awards for his role in this?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because like, it's just, there's very few actors that really, like, again, you see them just pour themselves completely into a role and manage to capture like such small expressions can like have so much weight behind them, carry so much emotion and so much depth. And I'm just like, as much as people might praise this show and love it, did Cillian Murphy get kind of the professional recognition?
I don't remember off the top of my head. I want to say he was. I want to look it up real quick, honestly. I would have been surprised if he didn't. Let's see here. Acting credits and awards. Let's see here. Let's go to Peaky Blinders and it's film, television. Listen, okay, received. Let's see, 20.
Because he wasn't really a mainstream. I'm trying to think, like, he wasn't a mainstream actor really before this, was he? People knew him from 28 Days Later.
And Sunshine.
Sunshine didn't get like mainstream appeal though.
No, it didn't. But I do love that film though.
I love that film as well. Hold on, let's see.
It's a better Project Hail Mary. Sorry, but not sorry.
That's what I said as well, man. Like everything Project Hail Mary does, Sunshine did infinitely fucking better 20 years ago.
Yep. Better cast too. No offense to Ryan Gosling, but let's see here. So 20 Critics' Choice Movie Awards. What is this for film? That's for film. Other awards. Let's see, 20.
So we got nominated for Best Actor at the BAFTAs one year for Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, here we go. So we got Irish Film and Television Awards, National Television Awards, Consequences Annual Report, Rolling Stone UK Awards, Palm Springs International Film Fest. Oh, no, that's Oppenheimer. Whoops. Okay. So Peaky Blinders got recognition in Ireland, then it looks like.
I'm kind of surprised it never won anything like
Golden Globe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I actually know what I am not surprised because considering the fucking Golden Globes are rigged.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, at least the BAFTAs gave it a recognition one year, but
yeah, I think it's roles like this where it's like, oh, he wasn't mainstream enough, and it's like, yeah, but this series is fantastic, and
the series is mainstream, so it doesn't really matter.
Right. It's sort of like I know we all don't we're not super fond of the show The Boys.
Batman Begins. That was where everyone learned about it.
It's Scarecrow.
Yep. Yes. Mm-hmm. Sorry, go on.
No, you're fine. But so what's his face? Anthony Starr, right? Plays a Homelander.
Mm-hmm.
You ever watch the show Banshee?
No, and several people have told me to. It's on my list. I know he's in it.
Banshee's a good show. That'd be a show I could cover because that's like it's a darker show.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's I think that's what kind of gave him the role of Homelander because of his performance in Banshee. But yeah, I don't think Anthony Starr is as mainstream as Cillian Murphy though.
No,
right?
no,
I don't
definitely
think he's ever been
not.
in like any movies really.
No.
What's up, Cyfax? How you doing, brother?
Howdy.
Likewise, bro. It's good to meet you. Good to have a couple of drinks and chit chat. The Boys, yeah.
I'll be watching season 5.
The premise is ridiculous, but a fun setup. Yep. I'm gonna watch season 5 too. I think it comes out in
I think this week or next week.
Yeah, is it the
8th
or something like
I think
that?
it's 8th. Yes, next week.
Yeah, I was like, we can't cover it on here. I'm just gonna talk about it online. And
I mean, you could, but I wasn't gonna watch The Boys anymore. But then there's a Supernatural reunion happening in season 5, so I have to watch. I have to. I'm obligated now.
I mean, I'm gonna watch it just for the sake of commenting on it, like online. But like I don't expect to like I'm not going to do any videos on it or like if I'm on a
Trendy
stream that's
Tuesdays.
talking about it, like it's just like I'm not. The first season of The Boys was arguably like the best. And I mean I remember watching that in a startup company that we were working with, and there's like maybe like a dozen or half a dozen of us, and we could fuck around and during work and we would like kind of chill in like certain like parts of our office and just like watch on our laptops. And I remember I was telling a couple of guys, I'm like, y'all need to watch The Boys. I'm what's in Amazon Prime, log in and like watch it, and I like see their reaction, like some of the shit that happens, because like we'd never really seen stuff like that on a TV show before, especially like a superhero show. Because I mean, especially like during like the quote unquote prime of the MCU days, right? So it was very interesting to kind of see, and I appreciate it. But then obviously, like after season one and season two got all weird, and girls get it done, and then just kind of just got super political, and what's his face, the main guy got all weird and political too.
I thought season 1 was just okay. I was like, "Oh, people are," because I got into it a little bit later than everyone else, and I was just like, "This is just," okay, this is
Which one
gonna be a
was
hot take, okay, but
which
like
season's your favorite?
the season 1 of The Boys, I just thought it was okay.
I was like, do you have a favorite season of The Boys then?
No, I don't. I think
Okay.
the whole show is kind of garbage. It's
No,
like
for sure.
it started off with an okay season and then it just went straight downhill. But like Carl Urban isn't very good in it at all.
I like his character the most, but I think it becomes overly repetitious.
It's not even that. It's that I can tell that he's not, as an actor, suited for the role properly. So every time he's on screen, the accent, like if you listen to it carefully, it can fluctuate a lot in like a single
What's
scene.
up, Jabba?
He doesn't match the energy very well consistently. Like I can tell he's acting. He's just not suited for the role, and it breaks so much. So
Paycheck.
much.
It's a good paycheck for him, probably.
Oh yeah, it is.
I agree though, Waylon. Jeffrey Dean Morgan deserves better roles.
He does.
I would like to see him play the white version of Nick Fury in an MCU role. I think he would be fantastic at that. And then you kind of let him be the star in Marvel and like kind of help, like let him drive this new wave. That's the way I would do it. Because I think I could write a better job than Kevin Feige could, but that's neither here nor there. Stop The Boys after the butt lick train. Oh, dude, yeah. Yeah, they got some weird stuff in that show, that's for sure. I mean,
that's the only way anyone will talk about it, right?
Yeah, it's was it in season 3 or 4 that had like the orgy party?
I think it was season 3 because that's when Jensen Ackles' character came in.
Oh, dude. Okay. Jensen Ackles was one of the best things that they were lucky to have him grace that show.
Agreed.
Like, he is hilarious.
I think for real, like he's the only reason I kept watching past season 2 because I was like, oh, Jensen Ackles is coming back and it's an Eric Kripke show. Okay, all right, I'll watch. I'll keep watching. I guess he was the highlight of that season. It's a shame that they just put him on ice instead of developing him as an actual villain.
Yeah. Stupid ice. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so Molly gets, Soldier Boy is legitimately the only reason to watch. 100%. Like, and I agree. That's probably like the
Herogasm. That's what the orgy was called.
That's right. Oh my god.
And it was an annual thing. That's so weird.
Yep.
So weird.
It's like low level heroes to get together to,
Well, it felt like a joke on what is it? Not Camp David. What's the conspiracy cult camp that all the rich people go to in California?
Oh, that they get like naked at?
Yeah, Alex Jones said that he exposed it a few years ago. Oh my god, what is it called?
someone in chat knows.
Someone in chat will know.
Type it
Yeah.
in.
But it felt like it was a play off of that. And I was like, yeah, it's probably kind of accurate, but there would be more children. That's for sure. Bohemian Grove. Thank you, Gemma.
That's right. Yes. Yeah, that makes sense for them to, or like Kripke to kind of poke fun at.
Right.
But yeah, weird.
Anyways, off topic.
Back to this wonderfully lit, not like lit isn't cool, but actually lit sewer scene. Very, very, again, a great cinematography here, great lighting as you were pointing out earlier, and just the fact that like you realize that Danny is still alive, and that I didn't realize this was going to happen, but I'm glad we were able to pull it off. And it's like, where are you taking me? Like, it's like there's maybe a little bit of like skepticism there, where it's like, are you sure I'm still going to be alive from this? And it's like, yep. Like Tommy's actually got a job for you. And now you're, a Peaky Blinder now. So, maybe we'll see you again. Maybe we won't.
Again, great lighting.
Yeah.
You're in a
the
tunnel.
Lighting and the reflection. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 100%. I don't remember where some of these scenes were shot, but I mean, just great locations.
Even because there is like a shot I remember right after the opening credits play, where it pans out and you can see what Birmingham looks like.
Mm.
I do appreciate, because they're like, there's so many times where you can tell that it's just straight green screen, but instead here you could tell that they actually built one layer of that street and then only green screened and CGI'd in the very far background. That's such a small detail, like in 3 seconds, that I know most people wouldn't care about or notice, but I noticed and I really appreciate it.
Right. And the good thing about it is like we get a bunch of great scenes like that, or just a bunch of great well lit scenes and just well shot scenes. And there's some that I know, I won't say that happened in like other seasons, that are just like some of my favorite moments in the entire series, just because of like I think the length and the location that they go to for some of these scenes, and like who's involved, and it's just so well done. I think it's again, like Steve and I definitely was firing on all cylinders here in these first beginning seasons. I mean, and I know we say like seasons 4, 5, and 6 don't really land that well compared to like the first 3, but there are moments that are decent.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, like the latter seasons of this show are still far better than other seasons that we've gotten in the last fucking 5 years or 10 years, maybe even to that extent, of like a show that comes out with 1 or 2 seasons. It's like, here we got a show and like its 5th or 6th season, that, yeah, it may not be that great, but it's still better than some seasons and some shows that we're getting out with their first and second season here. So it's like, at least there's something, that's good. But yeah, I watched the show at least 4 times. I guess I got to make it 5th. Hell yeah, Gemma. So I haven't watched it in a while, in the last like maybe several years, but I've always enjoyed it. I probably haven't watched it 4 times, but maybe 2 or 3 times all the way through. So, and then like, I think he sees, this last look between the two of them. I think it was maybe this is what I was thinking about, when like he's kind of eyeing her and trying to get a read on her, but she's also scoping him out too. Like she's got to maintain some sort of presence, so that she understands what he's doing, because she's onto him. Like, yeah, it's not Arthur that is the brains behind this operation, or that knows about it. It's actually his younger brother, Tommy. That's who you should be watching out for, Inspector. So she's smart, and it's not like, oh, like, girl boss, like, oh yeah, she's gonna come in here and like she's the brains and she's better than like the male inspector who has years and years and years of experience. It's like, no, this is how you write a good female character, as
right.
we were pointing out earlier. Like, she's got this quietness to her. She's still pretty, has a good voice, is able to conduct herself around men,
She's
and
reserved and she's
right,
composed.
yeah, which is interesting because Tommy can be composed quite a bit as well.
He's basically composed for all of this episode, as when he's in public, at least when he knows there's other people watching.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a good start, you know. I mean, again, like to your point, like it's an intriguing, you know, pilot. That was the end. It's an intriguing
It's a good bait episode. I'm not hooked, but I'm kind of I'm nibbling on the bait, so to speak.
Right. Yeah, and I think too, because this show is only 6 episodes, you have a short amount of time to really capture your audience. But I think to the effect of knowing what your goal is, and you know, even having multiple seasons in mind, even going back to 2013, it's like, okay, if I have 6 episodes to write a story in the first season of a story, I have to make every character worthwhile, and I can't waste time. And that's something that we've seen in other shows.
Yep.
That have these 6 or 8 episodes that, you know, maybe 45 minutes or an hour. I'd say most recently the show that had 6 episodes that didn't waste time in its story is Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which was a surprise to a lot of people. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, think about some of these other shows like Ironheart, right? Like
literally everything Apple puts out is a waste of fucking time. There's shows that should only have 5 to 6 episodes and they stretch it out to like 9 to 12.
You know, I will say the first season of Ted Lasso was a surprise, but then that show started to get a little bit more
it went off the deep end very quickly.
And I did not like the second or third season compared to the first. First season was very hopeful and it didn't have like any agenda or propaganda, and it was just about like trying to be inspiring and like the underdog story. A lot of great themes in that.
Then it became a feminist shit show.
Yep. Oh look, I'm gonna be a lesbian now in season 3.
Women power. Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm the manager of the football club. Oh yeah, my ex was a piece of shit and like a cheating asshole. Because let's just, you know, make everyone to be that way. But
let's tie red strings to our dicks as a bonding experiment because that makes sense. Yeah.
Silo's, yeah. I think Jimmy, you and I talked about that before, and I know Niet's done videos on Silo as well. And Niet and I have talked about Silo. I have the books, which I need to finish reading the third one, because I think they're doing seasons 3 and 4.
I think so. I thought season 1 was abysmal.
I mean, Niet's even said the books are better, and I agree. The first book was better than the first season. I've not read the second book. Second season
I think it just finished last year, season 2, right?
Might have been 2024.
Okay, it was pretty recent though.
Yeah. But I think it was it just dragged on. Some of the parts were like, yeah, let me see more of this. Like, let's get to like the secretive parts. And it's like, no, we're gonna like weird cutaways too, from what I remember. And then you kind of just made what's her face's character, oh my god, I can't think of her name.
Rebecca Ferguson's character?
Yes. Arguably has one of the best lip bites in all of for women out there. Sorry, I have to throw that out there as a man. Would, but anyway, she kind of felt a bit underwhelming in the second season compared to the first. Like, I liked her better in season 1 than season 2, but yeah, season 2 wasn't that much better than season 1 in my opinion. Hello, was a better strong opener.
My issue with season 1 was, and this is like what I was saying about Apple TV shows in the Discord. Started off really good. Silo season 1, I was like, dang, I am invested. I want to know what happens. Episodes 1, 2, and 3, great. Then for 4, 5, 6, 7, and half of 8, fucking nothing happened. It was just misdirection that didn't matter. And then finally, second half of episode 8 and then the final episode 9, we actually like went back to the mystery that was being teased in the first 3 episodes. So Silo was fucking a bit. Silo can suck my dick. There you go. I was so disappointed by how that show ended up going. Like, I remember that I was watching it every week, and because
Yeah.
nothing was happening, I just stopped watching the rest of the season and went back and binged it later.
Yep. I did that with season 2 because I was like, I'm gonna cover it, like on like videos in 2024, and I was not digging it. And I was like, I'll wait till it's done
Mm-hmm.
and just go
Mm-hmm.
from there. But I might have done like one video on the first episode, I think. But I think that was like, I was like, fuck, like this is, I don't know, I'm gonna like write on a weekly basis of like what's happening, and I'll just wait till the whole season is done, then maybe do something. And I never did because like it was just not a good season. So we'll see what happens in season 3. But again, I think it's one of those situations too where it's like the books are better.
I've heard
Which
very good things about the novels. Yeah.
tends to be the case. Sort of like there's another show talking about shows on Netflix, I guess, like Peaky Blinders here. Three Body Problem. You ever watch that season?
No, I didn't look interesting. Oh wait, no, I watched the first episode and I was like, what the fuck is this? And I never went back.
I think it's like a 6 or 7 book saga. I had the first 3 books. And I was talking with Goodwin about this, but yeah, well, the book is obviously a lot better. But also, what's her face? Is it Isa Gonzalez? Annoying actress. She's in it, and she plays one of the main characters in the show, and she's just annoying to listen to. So it's like you almost gotta stomach her acting in here. But yeah, I gotta read the books. All right,
Okay.
I gotta finish the books, I should say, but I'll like wait till like, well, if the second season comes out, then I'll read the second book beforehand just to kind of go into it. But yeah, overall, like I mean, it's kind of hard to rate this episode. Like I mean, we could like on a scale, but I think to your, like you're saying, it's not like the strongest opener to a show, but there's definitely some intrigue there. You're like, okay, there's definitely things that the show will set up with foreshadowing.
The setup is very good.
Right.
Or not very good, but it's good enough that like I can see the vision forming, and it makes me want to see what happens. But yeah, I couldn't rate this episode in isolation. I think maybe once we finish episode like the season, I would be able to maybe rate this. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be better to wait till the season's end to kind of to get into some sort of rating, because not to say that other episodes are worth rating. It's just I think collectively, because it's only 6 episodes, it's like,
wait, season 1's only 6 episodes?
Every season's only 6 episodes.
Oh wait, you've told me this before. Why am I shocked?
I don't know. That's fine. Short-term memory loss is a thing too. Happens to the best of us, but that's why I was like, we could probably cover like 2 seasons of this
relatively quickly.
Yeah. And as much as and again, like these episodes, which I appreciate, are like about a solid hour. It's like we could technically cover like 2 at a time to kind of go through more, but I think for the sake of trying to appreciate as much as possible with this, especially as we get through some of the other episodes in like the first couple of seasons, it's like there's a lot to work with, especially when you see how the characters are developed, and we start to see more characters come into the fray here too, which I won't give any spoilers, but there's definitely characters that come out of the blue. You're like, oh, I didn't know he was in it. I mean, like Sam Neill, for example. I don't know how I forgot he was in this, but I'm like, that's right. And it's all started to come back to me with his whole arc and other characters too. But yeah, so for those of you watching, we're going to be covering the first season in its entirety, obviously. So we got 5 more episodes to go. And then, I guess kind of depending where we're at by the end, if Vex is still intrigued by season's 1 end, I would be fine with covering season 2, and then we can kind of pivot to something else, right? Because I feel like other shows that we mentioned, right, Hell on Wheels, Deadwood, Rome, True Detective. Those are all 8 to like 12 episodes for their first season as well. So, it kind of fits in that same time frame of episodes. So, I was hooked right away with Peaky. Yeah, I think we had the opportunity of binging it, right? So,
I'm
got to
pacing
see-
myself week by week. So I'm just going to watch the episode for each stream. I'm not binging it.
Yeah, no, and I think it's better that way too. And I feel like if we had done that, years ago with this show, it would have probably enriched the fantasy of this time frame and the characters and
You get to simmer in everything a little bit longer.
Yep, because I remember, in this era of talking about shows and whatnot, and like I when I worked in a large gathering of people, there's a lot of us that were cinephiles, and we would talk about all the popular shows, like obviously Game of Thrones being one of them, right? But anytime a major movie came out, it was just like we would, any chance we had to stop working and talking about these types of shows, we took. And I remember three of the guys I worked with had a podcast before podcast forever really a thing, back in 2013, 2014 type of thing. But this was one of the things that they were talking about too, which is cool. But yeah, now we're talking about it years later. Still a good show, still fun to talk about. And who knows, maybe I'll dress up as Tommy Shelby one day, and for, I don't know. Actually, I won't do it next year for MegaCon because it's gonna be at the end of May, and it's gonna be way too hot in Florida. So no,
I actually would not mind coming in cosplay next year. I don't know what I would come as, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
I don't know. I don't know what I would do either. I mean, we've got a year's worth of planning to do. So, I don't know. Maybe there'll be some other movies or something like that. Then, okay. So the way you said it made me think of the same thing that Waylon said here.
You doing what?
You're like, I'm
okay, I'm gonna.
I was like, I don't want to say phrasing, but I was like,
I'm gonna attend in cosplay. There you go.
Dress up as Alfie. Oh man,
does Alfie come in the next episode? Because I keep seeing this guy pop up in the chat. When does he show up?
Alfie is, I think, season 3. Okay. Don't say it. Chat. Do not say anything. Do not spoil it, please. Do not spoil it, because Alfie is one of the best fucking characters in this show by far. Season 2? Okay. We have to cover season 2. We're going to season 1 and season 2, and then we'll pivot TV shows, guys. Sorry. I'm making that decision now. Because fuck.
Okay. Man. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Don't say who it is. Don't look it up either, Vex. Try not to.
I'm not going to look it up. I know
phones are listening to it, and you're going to see an ad that probably pops up.
My phone is is across the house right now, thankfully. Okay. So
that's probably a good thing. I know, yeah. Alfie's definitely.
Am I going to lose my shit? Are my lady parts going to go wild or something?
It's possible.
Is Alfie fucking Henry Cavill? Is that what we're trying to get at? Is that what you guys are hyping me for?
No, but that would be cool if it was. That he's opposite Cillian Murphy.
So he's black?
No. Character wise. I mean, do you want me to tell you who the actor is?
No.
Okay.
I want to go in completely blind.
Okay, that sounds good. I hope no one else spoils it for you elsewhere or anything like that. But
I mean, I've
Um,
managed to go this long without Peaky Blinders spoilers, so I think I'll be okay.
True. Yeah. Vix also might not like Alfie do a certain element.
Is he Jewish?
I don't think she'll mind that element. I don't think so. It's because it's more so
He's still Timothy Chalamet. Has Chalamet been in anything else?
I'm gonna start calling him that, Timothy Chalamet. I ain't gay, but if a homie said he got drunk and did something with HC, I'd get it.
Oh, Henry Cavill? Yeah. I think we could all forgive it. I think bi men are fucking gay, but if you were a man that did something with Henry, I'd accept it. I get it. It's okay.
And maybe we'll do like maybe when the episode he appears on in season 2, maybe we can do like a watch
party
before the episode. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Chalamet. I love you, Gemma. That's so funny, dude. But yeah, so like, I mean, I'm glad we're doing this. And I'm glad some people out there haven't watched it, but you should definitely watch this if you haven't already. Watch party.
We're supposed to do a great silence watch party soon. Waylon, Hosty, and I. Yeah.
I did peep that in the Discord chat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stoked for Dune 3.
I'll watch it, but I'm not stoked for Dune 3. I haven't read the book still, though. I'm going to read the books before that third movie comes out. Yeah.
Messiah is a short book, which concerns me a bit. But, you know, I mean, I'm going to see it. I hope it's better than part 2. Because I remember leaving the theaters and immediately... I immediately posted on like Dune Part 1 is greater than Dune Part 2. And like I had trouble defending Part 2 to certain extents. Like this is the guy that's, you know, leading the Fremen in the war, you know, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, obviously Timothy Chalamet is not a big dude and, you know, is
I figured
in the book, but
yeah, I thought that was kind of one of the more accurate things that at least, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Which I'm defending it from a book accuracy standpoint. Now, was his acting, you know, I think maybe his acting was better in part 1 than part 2, but I also think part 1's a better story than part 2.
It's having not read the books, part 1, the pacing is very good for a long movie, first of all.
Yes.
But second of all, the foundation and the background for why I'm going to be following what's his name on this epic adventure, Paul Atreides.
Yeah.
It's a very good start. And then not season 2, part 2 kind of meanders a little bit, and it feels like there's a little bit too much going on. It feels like there were things that are cut out because some things just don't flow as well as the film makes it seem to, right? So, and also, I'm sorry, but you're kind of gay if you think that Dune Part 2 is like revolutionary for sci-fi.
And there are people who have been on this huge rant of saying that, oh my God, the Dune series is going to be better than Lord of the Rings.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Jump off of it, please.
Like, I'm not even a big fan of Lord of the Rings, and that is objectively crazy. Because, like, Dune is just, bro, it's just sands. It's just Aladdin in, like, color tone. That's all it is. It's not revolutionary for sci-fi whatsoever. It looks nice. That's it.
Yeah, going from Primal to Peaky Blinders, what a change of pace. The pace we needed. But no, I agree, and I'm like, listen, the book is a lot.
I still have it.
the I mean, the books are much better. Well, the first 3 books are better.
I found this
then
like
his son writes to the next 3, and it gets all weird.
yeah, that's what I heard, and like a lot of people told me like you don't have to read the ones after
You
the
know,
first 3 because the first 3 books are a pretty self-contained story.
but I don't know how much of book, because I think Denis is only doing book 2 from Dune Messiah. I don't think he's doing book 3, which leaves part of the story open that could be told by someone else if someone wanted to pick up the pieces, because I think he's done after this movie.
Yeah,
Like,
this
all
is
right,
supposed to be the final part. He's not doing anymore. Yeah.
right. So, hi Gina,
Hi, Jana.
how are you? So I don't know. You like it'll be interesting. Like I said, I hope it's worthwhile, because I know it's gonna be a long movie. I think it's like a 3-hour movie or something like that.
Makes
So,
sense. I'll watch it because it's event cinema, and it was like I didn't see part 1 in cinema, but part 2 was very much worth seeing in IMAX. So
yeah, I saw part 1 in IMAX and loved it. It was a great IMAX experience.
mhm.
Then my buddy Austin and we saw Dune Part 2 in one of the biggest theaters here in Central Florida.
Nice.
It's called Point Orlando. So they used to do like the big 70 millimeter, like true IMAX there.
Mhm.
Like I saw a couple movies there, and then something happened to the screen, or maybe it was the camera, and so they never replaced it or something like that. But they still show like I saw Godzilla 1 on that screen and was absolutely blown away. I'm like, the sound design, like a 60-foot fucking screen. Like you really felt like Godzilla was monstrous, on that screen. So like when we saw Dune Part 2 on it, I was like, I mean, yeah, I see what you're doing here, Denny, but this is just not it.
Not
Like,
hitting. Yeah.
yeah, there's certain scenes like when oh god, what's I can't think of the guy's name. When it's Austin
Oh, Austin Butler's character.
Austin Butler's character, yes.
Mhm.
When they're on Getty Prime, right?
Right.
And like that
entire sequence was really cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
the arena, that was awesome. Like you really felt the enormous like landscape, the arena, like the Coliseum, whatever they called it. That you really felt like the sheer size of it on a big
Mhm.
screen. But outside of that, though, there were things that were just very disappointing from like an IMAX perspective. But like there's certain points cool or like hilarious, like when like Paul Atreides talks back to the mother I can't even know the Bene Gesserit mother.
Oh, yes.
And she's just like, silence. Or it's like, yeah, silence. And like even Paul or even like Austin Butler's character is like, whoa, like holy shit, like yeah, fade, yeah, fade.
I
Ralph,
just remembered that Christopher Walken was in this movie. I totally forgot about that.
I will not.
That's
bend
some of the
down.
worst fucking casting I've ever seen, because it's so consistent with all of the performances, at least, and the tone. And then you have Christopher Walken being fucking Christopher Walken. I was like, Dennis, really? Come on.
Dennis.
Yeah, Dennis. You don't get Denny. Dennis, come on. You could have done better.
I don't think we'll see God Emperor Dune anytime soon. Yeah, I agree, Jamma. Unfortunate, but Dune is a lot more than sound and sand. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot more that he's not capturing. I mean, he left out scenes from and time skips from the first book.
I heard about that. Yeah.
And I was like, where's their child? Oh, no child. Oh, no time skip. Oh, that's interesting.
And like that's that because I've had this conversation with many people, Leon included, because I know Leon always goes, "Well, the books." I just like
I'm gonna get
right,
autistic here for a second. Hold on.
right. It's I get it. You can be fan of the
Respect,
source
yeah.
material, but like not everything translate onto film. And from what I hear about the Dune books, is it so dense in material and lore that it would literally be impossible to translate to film.
Which is why they've said like adapting Dune is probably one of the hardest things to do accurately. You know, I mean, like I'd say like it's there's certain things about Lord of the Rings that you cannot capture to film. Like Tom Bombadil is one of those characters. There's certain elements of Dune, especially the first book of Dune, that is hard to do. I mean, there's certain scenes that I thought they would be able to do, like in the like especially in part one, there's like a big like dinner gathering with everyone. And but they didn't do that. It's like in like maybe like would have been like an act one of the movie. Didn't do that. Which again, I could understand maybe why they didn't maybe have like some sort of unification or seemingly like there no one's at war, no one's trying to kill each other, or or trick you into being here on Arrakis while we're pulling the plug on it. But yeah, like same thing with part three. Like I wonder how they're going to address certain elements with Jason Momoa's character. Why can't I think of it? I can't think of the character's name.
Oh, it
But he's
starts with
back.
D, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. Duncan.
There you
Duncan,
go. Thank you.
Idaho. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's awesome in the book. Duncan, Idaho is the shit in the book. Not to say that I think he did a good job in part one. But like he comes back in Messiah, right? So it's like, how does he come back? We already know he's in part three here. So I don't know if they're going to address this or not. But and again, like it's one of those things where he might do it. And I think it's again, if it's a seemingly long film, then you have the idea of fitting in a smaller book into like a 3 or 3.5 hour movie. I forget what the official runtime is going to be, but I hope it's good. I want it to be good for the sake of us getting a good movie at the end of the year, like us getting a good sci-fi movie.
What do you mean? We're getting Doomsday. That's our good sci-fi movie.
But have you seen that Marvel might move Doomsday up a week?
Yeah, I was waiting for when they would do that because missing out on the IMAX window is a big deal. Very big deal.
Who's gonna give up first? So yeah, and that's all. I'm like, how would you split the screens at that point? Like, who's gonna get the Dolby screens, the IMAX screens, like these big screens that are going to generate more money. But yeah, it's like it's gonna be interesting to compare box office numbers too, which I think for those of us that talk online about these things will be pretty interesting.
So what was the box office for Dune Part 2? I know they both did well. Let's see. So Dune Part 2's box office was 715 million.
715 for part one? For
part two.
Part two. Okay.
Hold on. What was the budget on that though? Budget was 190 million. So it broke even. If we include marketing, maybe it made a little bit of profit. Then Dune Part 1. 402 to 411 on a slightly smaller budget. So that one definitely broke even.
Yeah. Yeah, now. Yeah. I'm just kind of surprised it didn't make
So I guess
much.
Part 3 will definitely make a billion, sorry.
I could definitely see it like surpassing the 800 million mark, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did hit a billion.
I think Christmas time is the good indicator because Christmas movies just always do well for franchises, right? Like even the ones that aren't good. So I think that's a very big indicator right there. And it's people know that these are movies that are meant to be seen on a big scene, so it's event cinema on top of that.
Yeah, like I would expect both Avengers Doomsday and Dune Part 3 to generate a lot of money in December because of the holidays and like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, maybe people don't get to see it in the beginning, like weekends, or they kind of wait and, you know, it's like, it's fine. But I mean, I don't know. I think it's going to break even. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say it's going to break even.
So
And
700, do you think?
I think it's going to hit. I think Doomsday is going to make $1 billion, but
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the number they need to break even, or to
Well,
maybe to
with
be a
all the
little bit more
reshoots and
profitable.
everything. Yeah.
Reshoots, the fucking contracts for people like Robert Downey Jr. alone, ridiculous. Like, I'm sorry, but to be recasted as an alternate version of Tony Stark as Doom, like, I could have cast Cillian Murphy as fucking Doom instead. Would have done a better job.
Wasn't that one of the plans or the rumors?
That was a fan theory. That's what fans wanted and were pushing for, but we didn't get it because, you know, we don't get what we want anymore. We get slop and recycled content and instead. But
My husband loves Doctor Doom. Oh my god, he's got Doctor
remember, he
Doom
got the
shirts.
comics, right?
Yeah, he got the
Yeah.
comics. He's got a statue sitting in our gaming room right now and everything. And he's just like, I just hope it's good. But like when I was watching the 2015 Fantastic Four skins or whatever for Niad's video last week, he looked at me, just shook his head, and walked out of the room. It's like, this movie doesn't exist.
Yeah, I forget from time to time that was in it. Remember, Michael B. Jordan was in that, so you know,
Michael, yep,
and he just won an award. So
for a shit movie.
miracles can happen, apparently. But yeah, I agree. I hope it's good. I wanted to have a good story, but I think there are elements that I'm concerned about because of the characters, you know, killing off certain, you know, oh, we're going to bring back these characters only to kill off 75% of them, you know, and I mean, it's more so like, could they do some cool things with it? I expect certain things to happen, especially in Secret Wars, but moving beyond that, like what comes after this whole thing, like that, I'm a little bit more concerned about that, like, because if we don't know who's going to be casted as what, like when in these X-Men movies, what Marvel characters are going to be left over, you know,
Mm-hmm.
from the Avengers and outside of X-Men and the Avengers, those other, you know, standalone or, you know, associated characters, right? Like who knows who's going to be around by that point. Like, and I mean, we've kind of heard some things like Sadie Singh's going to be in like 5 movies, so we can surmise like, well, if she is indeed playing Jean Grey, well, kind of sets up a younger generation of X-Men at that point. But you know, what sort of era and cast do you go with for X-Men? Like, there's going to be a lot of you know, judging, and rightfully so, for who gets casted in the next generation of Marvel characters, because like you need some sort of redemption in the end of Phase 6 here, but how you come out of Phase 6 and you go into Phase 7 is also equally important, because
Mm-hmm.
we saw how you ended Phase 3, which was again the peak of Marvel, or the MCU. But then the way you go into Phase 4, it's like, huh? Oh, that's right. You lost all these characters, all these writers that actually wrote the better movies, and then you decided to go all woke and put out shit movies and shit shows. So, yeah, thanks for that, Kevin. But
It's all going to be a reset, right? Like that's the goal
yeah,
ultimately. So
I, I I don't know. I wanted to see the Kang Dynasty personally.
mm-hmm.
I think again, the whole thing that they pulled over uh Jonathan Majors was bullshit. Also hashtag Disney's racist. But it's like he's guilty on two accounts, but then he's also not guilty on 2 counts. But you know, you're not gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they know more than we do, you know, than from the court hearing, or there's certain things that were redacted that aren't applicable to the public. Who knows? But I feel like the way the internet has become, a better resource tool in digging into these sorts of public records, that someone somewhere could have found something about it and been vouched for him or whatnot. So I don't know, maybe people just didn't care enough, because also like the year it happened.
Mhm.
But I think that storyline would have been interesting too. And I think they also were setting it up. So it's like, you also shot yourselves in the foot. Also, you guys would go to the length of recast Colonel Rhodes, you know, to what's his face? Terrence Howard, that was in the first Iron Man movie.
Yep.
And which I don't know if you ever saw his explanation of why he didn't get the job after that. It's 'cause
Wasn't
he
it a
asked
money issue?
he asked for more money because someone
Mhm.
was saying like, "Hey man, you should ask for more money," and he did, and they were like, "Stonewall Jackson, like you're out, like you're fired, you're
I
done."
think it's because like even RDJ only took like $500,000 for that first movie.
He didn't make a lot on it, no.
No, and he only
But
made money like later on when he renegotiated his contract in like phase 2, I think, or something like that, where
right,
he ended up getting like extra with each subsequent release sort of deal.
yeah, he realized his potential because it was like the resurgence
His career.
of his career, and
Yeah.
then but also he was like, oh Disney Marvel, oh hey,
Oh,
guys
you
are
want to
making
put me in 12 movies? Okay, okay,
oh,
okay.
you want me to be your spotlight, okay,
Mhm.
one of your lead male roles, okay, cool. um I what's his face, Don Cheadle, I don't mind Don Cheadle as Rhodes, but I would have liked to have seen how Terrence Howard would have continued to portray Colonel Rhodes in War Machine, honestly. But you're going to go ahead and do that, but you're not going to keep the storyline and then just replace Jonathan Majors with someone else. Like, why would you just sabotage your entire plan, your entire phase 4 to 5 to 6 plan, and then speed things up, and then kind of like, I figured they would do Doom at one point, but I'm sure like your husband would agree to this. Like,
Mhm.
Doctor Doom is the type of villain that is top tier, especially when you get into God Emperor Doom, which
Yeah.
is what they're gonna do here. And I feel like they're not gonna do it the right justice because there's no build up. Like the type of build up that we got with Thanos, we should be getting with Doctor Doom. And we're
Yes.
not. So me going into this, I already know for a fact we're doing an injustice to Doom's character. And because you see him in a post credit scene, and I don't even think it was really RDJ in that. It's probably just someone
Oh,
put in a
definitely
costume
not.
from the back,
Yeah.
right? But well, I mean, like I think again they originally had a plan with Kang, but they, again, for whatever reason, I don't know if it was some sort of contract, like if this happened, then like only Jonathan Majors can play this, and they're like agreed to it. So the fact that like, well, he got arrested, and we can't have him there, but this also derails our plan, so we can't have him continue on with his Dr. Kang route, or sorry, Kang route, and like just the whole Kang dynasty, and playing all these other extra, Nathaniel Richards, all these other different versions of Kang, which would have been kind of cool to see. But yeah, like the fact that I feel like they derailed themselves with that by not having another actor just replace him.
For sure, yeah.
And so now we're getting a sped up version of a villain that should have been built up a lot more here. That I would imagine would have been further down the line, and it would have been a different actor as well. Like if Robert Downey Jr. wanted to come back, he could have come back for one movie, within Secret Wars, built up into that, or as a cameo, who knows? But he also said he was done. So, but hey, what's one more $150 million contract, right?
It's a good point. Yep.
So
I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I guess.
there's Gordy.
Yeah.
50, yeah, that's right. He got paid for that first Avengers movie because he realized like, oh,
Hey, Gord.
yeah. So, but yeah, Ant-Man and Doctor Strange. I mean, I like Doctor Strange. I think Benedict is a good Strange. First movie, I enjoyed the first movie. Second movie was terrible. my opinion. Why did they just bring Iron Man back from 818? Yeah, they could have.
That's like the rumor some people have, though, right? Is like
Yep.
this is not the final version of Doom you'll see in it. It's just RDJ is the transition Doom, if that makes sense. So, like, this is how the character gets introduced, but it's not the Doom from this timeline or some shit like that, or this world. So he won't stay as Doom.
It's going to be really weird because, I mean, as much as the Russos said that they're drawing from both the I think it's the Jonathan Hickman Secret Wars from like a decade ago, and then they're also pulling from the 1980s Secret Wars, which are different from one another but have the same sort of routing, I guess. But like, I don't know if we're gonna get Battle World. Like, I mean, there's key characters that have not been introduced yet into the MCU, so it does make certain things like we know for a fact are not going to be comic accurate, and I guess that's okay to a certain extent. But like, if you've read Secret Wars, then like, yeah, Thanos makes a cameo in it, and then God Emperor Doom just like fucking like Scorpion fatalities him and like rips his whole skeleton out because he's like that powerful. And Doctor Strange becomes Doom's like right hand man, essentially. So it's like I expect some of those things to happen, but other things I don't know. But also, like, we're getting more Pedro Pascal, so that kind of sucks. I wanted more John Krasinski. Just a small rant. If you're gonna keep things relevant from universe to universe in names, right? Like, we know Doctor Strange is the same character in every universe, right? We know even fucking Amanda Chavez is the same in every universe. We see other characters that are the same. Mordo is the same Mordo from Strange's initial universe, right? Why wasn't Reed Richards the same? I know they obviously casted Pedro Pascal, but that was another character. Fans wanted and pushed for John Krasinski and Emily Blunt to play Invisible Woman and Mr. Fantastic. Because obviously they're married in real life, and it would have been interesting to see how their on-screen
they certainly would have
chemistry
had more chemistry than whoever the fuck we got in the last movie. So
right. And I think, again, like, if your idea, if this is a business and you want to make fucking money and inspire people and draw people to like the cinema, why wouldn't you go to these people? I don't think they even approached John Krasinski to see if he wanted to portray that role again, even though he did in Multiverse of Madness. So
I don't think they cared, because I don't think they were even thinking that far, in all honesty. Right. Yeah.
Therein lies the problem. They don't think ahead. They don't have like Waylon. I don't think they have a plan. I've been saying this for the last year. Kevin Feige is fucking washed. He doesn't have an idea. He hasn't had a plan since the end of phase 3.
I'm gonna be real. I don't think he had a plan in phase 1.
I think other people had a plan. I think other directors,
so
like Favreau, Russo brothers, a couple others had a plan and were pushing to do this direction.
Right. So because like phase 1, it's mostly a bunch of other people, and then Kevin Feige decides to, oh no, this is my work now, and I'm going to take credit for it at the end of phase 1. Because I rewatched all of the phases last year in order, and I was like, man, phase 2 kind of sucks, man. There's only like 2 good movies in here. In reality, it's not as good as everyone remembers, and it's because Feige comes in and he does faggy things. He's Kevin Feige. Why don't people make that joke more?
Yeah.
It's so easy.
Kevin definitely got carried. He got carried to like the fandom and success for the first 3 phases. And then it was like, I mean, we all remember that Comic-Con in D23 after Infinity War and Endgame, like announcing the next couple phases and people losing their minds. And he's like, oh, look at my fucking Blade hat, the announcement. Everyone's like, oh my God, Kevin's gonna keep cooking. And it's like, we'll see about that. We'll see about that, because I think he used all his fuel and was carried on that wave, and it's finally washed up on the shore, and there's no swell anymore. He's just dried up on the beach, like a jellyfish. Fight was always a fake. He took control after Civil War, and there were other guys above him. Yeah, I mean, when you realize like a couple of the movies, like the success from Iron Man, Winter Soldier, Civil War. Not that I think the first Thor movie was bad. I think it's still my favorite one to watch out of the three. I don't believe the fourth one happened. It's fictionary. I'd rather watch The Dark World over Love and Thunder. I don't know how you feel about that, but
You'd what?
Thor: The Dark World.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather watch that over Thor: Love and Thunder.
I'd rather watch that over Thor Ragnarok as well.
Yeah, I was gonna watch Ragnarok maybe a month ago, and I was like, I thought this was better, but I hadn't watched it in a while either. I mean, I appreciate the power spike that Thor got, because I'm like Thor should be a lot more powerful than he is. I mean, same thing with Hulk, but we're never gonna get an accurate Hulk. I think
No, even the Hulk we got now it's the She-Hulk that we're getting in this Doomsday movie.
Yeah, it's talking Hulk. Actually, the best Hulk we got in terms of power was Ed Norton's Hulk.
Yeah, that's such a good movie and an underrated one in the MCU. No one talks about the Incredible Hulk.
Dark World is not better than Ragnarok.
Wait, what?
Gord says Dark World is not better than Ragnarok.
I think Dark World has more ambition than Ragnarok does. Because Ragnarok just seeks to be like a dumb joke the entire film, right? And any heart there could be is undercut by Taika Waititi's awful humor. The Dark World at least tries to do something different, and there's some good ideas in there. The execution is absolutely awful, though.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt. I don't think it aged well, but it does have moments that, and honestly, I can't stand the whole "this is meek" because it's fucking Waititi. I just can't stand it. I think the first I was like, oh, that's kind of funny, and I'm like, no.
Incredible Hulk is not a good movie. It's mid at. Oh my god, Gord, what are we doing here?
Those are like Leon takes, Gord.
Right.
Okay.
What did it try to do? Oh my. Okay, so Thor: The Dark World is the first time in the MCU that they try to actually go a different direction in tone. The Dark World is a much darker, almost more philosophical movie in what it tries to explore. It also opens up the world of the MCU far more than just, oh, there might be gods out there. Now there's whole races of evil elves that, have infinite power to a certain extent.
I mean, at least Incredible Hulk is a movie that's centralized around Bruce Banner and Hulk, right? Like, we don't really get that. Hulk is just a cameo character in like the Avengers movies, in Thor. Like, and I understand that it's a weird contractual thing, and which again, it's just unfortunate because people just want to make their money and whatnot. But I think for the sake of, number one, at the time that it was made, right? So like the MCU wasn't even a thing, but it was, I think for the casting overall was good. I mean, Timothy Roth, the
Abomination fight at the end was awesome.
Abomination was great to have that, because you actually have a real threat. But the idea of like wanting to get you're like their hands, like the army wanted to get their hands, the military wanted to get their hands on that serum, right? To utilize as a weapon, because Banner wouldn't give it up. And then there's like the aspect of Ross not liking Banner, and that obviously like get away from my daughter, like that. So you have like this protective father who doesn't like the scientist, the geeky guy, but yet like they love each other as well. Bit of a romance in there too, which again, I think there's depth, and there's actually something there for Incredible Hulk that you don't get in any other movie. Like they tried to that was one of my gripes about in the Avengers movie, where they try to fucking push um, uh, you know, Black Widow with Bruce Banner. Like,
I hated that. The sun's getting real low,
I
big
blame
guy.
Joss Whedon for that. I'm sorry. Like,
Was that Joss Whedon's doing?
yeah, because he did he did Age of Ultron, which Age of Ultron I like, but I also think again that could have been a lot better. I think James Spader was
He was good casting for Ultron.
oh
Very good
god.
casting. Yeah.
And apparently he's coming back at some point, which I'll only watch that show because of him, which have low expectations, but high expectations for him as Ultron because he was perfect casting
He's
for that. I
perfect.
agree.
Yeah.
But also underrated actor, but the movie itself fell flat on certain points too. Also R.I.P. Alien Taylor Johnson as Quicksilver, which could have had more of him.
Could have had way more of him. Yeah. Yeah. Like Age of Ultron is just like it's definitely gotten better with rewatch, I find, but even then it's all over the place. Also, okay, Gord. Listen, okay. I'm saying the intent for Thor 2 is there to try and be darker and to be more philosophical, but they fumble it all together. But because of what Thor 2 tries to do, I would much rather rewatch that than Ragnarok, which is just an hour and a half of the same joke over and over and over again with trans colors everywhere.
Yeah, what's your face? Tessa
Thompson and her fucking 8 head. I watched Annihilation the other night because I know I had watched it before, but I didn't remember. Did you? Yeah. So I rewatched and I was like, okay, this is an interesting idea. Still don't know why a bunch of fucking women would be in here. And Tessa Thompson's in there as the physicist. And I'm like, man, this chick couldn't act when she was given just a handout role, man. What? She doesn't sell the role at all.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree, and I agree too. Like the first Thor movie is definitely the best, and like the one I'll go back and watch from time to time. But also like the issue I have with Ragnarok, which I don't know if you could say it might stem from the problems of the Dark World, but Odin. I mean, you've got fucking Anthony Hopkins.
I hate what they do to Odin. I like that the intent. Yeah.
Right. But like, I mean, Odin is a powerful character. And like that's what I appreciate from Infinity War, because I'm like, oh, like now we're seeing like, like real Thor here, like, but I wonder if we're gonna get like Rune King Thor, which also one of the reasons why I absolutely hate Love and Thunder, is because Gore the God Butcher and Thor fought in the comics, and that was a fucking battle. Also, you have Christian Bale as I almost said Michael Caine, but you have Christian Bale as Gore the God Butcher, and you don't utilize him to any potential, not even the fullest potential. You don't use him to any potential. You don't talk about where his sword comes from. And spoiler alert: the sword that Gore the God Butcher uses comes from Null, Knull, probably one of the most powerful characters in all of Marvel Comics, and is the Lord.
Is that a Spider-Man villain?
No, it's I mean, not a Spider-Man villain, but Null is the god, the lord of all symbiotes.
Yes, there we go. Yeah,
so like Venom, Carnage, Scream, all they God. I hate the way they included him in Venom 3. Like, again, wasted villain. No, it's okay. They'll bring him back. No, they won't. This is fucking Sony we're talking about. They have no plan. But they could have hinted to something like that. They don't even talk about that. The symbiote god. Like, they don't show Gore the God Butcher butchering gods at all. You see like one dead, like large, Titan or whatever it is that is like, oh, how did it die? How did Gore kill it? Don't know. They just glossed right over it. Even the fight with Thor was so weak. Because like Thor goes through some shit in the comics, like where he almost dies to become like Rune King Thor, loses like both of his eyes. Like he goes through some shit in order to actually ascend to like the potential that Odin knew he could become, that was like more powerful than Odin. But like they won't do that. I mean, you've got a character or an actor like of Chris Hemsworth that's like an alpha male, an apex male, like male
Mhm.
character that we don't get anymore. We talked about this. We don't get like the Arnolds and the Stallones and the Chuck Norrises. We don't get those types of actors anymore. The action heroes. We don't get those anymore. So like Chris Hemsworth is probably one of the closest things we actually have to an action star. And you fucking make jokes with him, Taika Waititi. Now, granted, he got fucking ripped and jacked for Love and Thunder, but there again, like just completely wasted.
I just don't like the shift as well for Thor, because those first two movies, like I like where they were going with it, and it's like because Thor is a magical being, he's so different from everyone else, like in that
Me too, Gord.
core Avengers cast. There's so much more that you could do with it, and then by the time you introduce a character like Doctor Doom, who has magical origins, I learned this past week,
Yep.
not like superhuman origins.
Yep.
He's like, he gets his powers from the literal devil. Then you can work with things like that a lot better. But because we shifted away from that, and now it's like, oh, every superhero has to have some sort of like cosmic intervention or some science experiment gone wrong. Now you've kind of limited yourself creatively in what you can do. It's so disappointing, man. I wish Kenneth Branagh had come back for Thor 2 and that they had
I
a better
agree.
writer, but
We could have had like a legitimate Thor.
a
arc.
real Thor, yes.
Yeah. Because it's like,
Yeah, I feel the same way too, Gord. I'd never want to watch that movie again.
yeah, and I agree to Ravenholm. Respect that you've never seen it and you never should.
You know what, Raven? Like I was like that too, and then I decided to take the bait in 2024. And I watched it, and same with Doctor Strange 2. I went so long without watching that I watched it in 2024, and I was like, why did I want to watch this?
Instant regrets.
Yeah. I went from Berts to regrets.
Berts to regrets. Oh my god, that should be a shirt.
Get on that merch, Nick.
Yeah. Berts to regrets. New tank top coming out next year, MegaCon. I also thought, like, again, that this is when I knew Feige didn't have a plan. Was the first real tell was in WandaVision. I'm like,
didn't watch it.
I'm like, oh, we're getting Mephisto. We're gonna get Mephisto. This is gonna be the next big bad. Because Mephisto's a fucking devil. Like so he's extremely powerful with magic. But also that opens the door for some other interesting characters. What's her face? Elsa, Ghost Rider, a couple other characters too. Magic, which would have been awesome to see. I granted she's an X-Man, slash sister to Colossus, but it would have been cool to tease that and set things up. What's your face? Also Bloodstone. Like you could have had characters that you included, and then again having a great storyline to set up your villains appropriately. Nope. It's just fucking Wanda going crazy. And then you got fucking Agatha all along. Get the fuck out of here with that. Stupid. And then that's another example, like where you get a shitty show like Agatha all along. Like I couldn't even watch that. I couldn't watch it.
Didn't bother, just didn't care.
Right, exactly. Yeah, dude, Nick Cage coming back as Ghost Rider. Yeah, hell yeah. Sign me up. I mean, it's probably better than we would get anyway. And we know we're not going to get the white Nick Cage, or sorry, the white Ghost Rider. We're going to get the what's his face? Manny or Danny? I don't have a problem with him in the comics, but there's like 3 different versions of Ghost Riders. There's Vengeance as well, right? So who knows? But yeah, point being, I don't know. Worker Man remake.
They're gonna remake all those movies at some point.
The Latino Ghost Rider.
Now that they're resetting everything.
Yeah. Hey, Holmes. You seen a Mephisto around here, man? But anyway, we'll talk about episode 2 of Peaky Blinders next week, and then Mr. Papa Pumpkin will be here. I'm assuming Goodwin's internet shit the bed again out in Kansas. So, you know, he's got that. What internet does he have? Cox, I think it is.
He has Cox? Fraser?
Yeah. I don't know. Ask him next time. Could be a bad thing, I suppose.
That's okay.
Right?
We had a good time. We held
We
down
did.
the fort.
It was fun chatting with you about this, especially since you're
First time viewer, yeah.
First time viewer, yeah. Kansas has internet. Yeah. Molly, you in dial up? Cox's shit internet, yeah. That's I believe that's what he has. So yeah. Kidwin's other name is Deuce. Deuce Cox. Confirmed. Well, Gemma, time to rewatch it. And for everyone else out there who hasn't watched it, start watching it, catch up with us, watch weekly. I know it's very easy to binge, but we're going to do this episode by episode. Again, Vex has not seen this, so we're trying to reserve spoilers and whatnot. If you wanted to hint at things, that's fine and acceptable. But yeah, this could be a fun series to go through. Again, we'll probably do season 1 to season 2 since it's only 6 episodes per season, and then we'll pivot to another show. $2 Vulcan Shocker from Jana. Thank you for the $2.
Fucking shocker.
What clip should I? I'll play. We mentioned Demolition Man earlier, so I'll play a Demolition Man clip.
Let's go blow this guy.
Away. Blow this guy away.
Whatever.
Spectrum Jack. Don't give me a clip. Why not?
Dang, too late.
Well, can I take it back? Make sure. Okay, you just pretend you didn't get that clip. What do you want? What do you want? Anyway, well, yeah, we'll be here next week. Tune in. I might be gaming. I'll probably game Thursday. Probably I don't know. Helldivers. I haven't played Helldivers in a while. Next Monday on Mask of the Mondays, we're going to be talking about. You just got blown, Jan.
I think Ford v Ferrari is next week, isn't it?
It is. Ford v Ferrari is next week.
You fuck. So now I have to show up.
Yep. I got you on back-to-back weeks.
Oh my goodness.
And nights.
I love that movie, man. I love that movie, Ford v Ferrari. It's perfection. It really is perfection.
It is a phenomenal movie. So, and I know, yeah, a few of us have talked about it. I'm pretty sure people have mentioned in the chat and Discord. So I'm like, yeah, I need to throw it in the list here. So, but yep. So I will catch everyone maybe Thursday. If not, then next Monday night. I will see you all then next Tuesday night here for more Peaky Blinders. Everyone take care.